From the west, it may start as rain in the city and in southern sections, but should mix up and change over, and there could be an inch or two in local accumulations, particularly on grassy surfaces. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. We look for a 41 with snow commencing late in the day, perhaps starting in some rain in spots. 43, precip ends, clouds break. Blustery and cool, though, tomorrow, but warming. Wednesday, Thursday, both days with bright sunshine. And Friday, a partly sunny, windy day. Maybe a thunderstorm on Saturday and perhaps Sunday, part of that day. This beautiful shot comes from Robin Anderson, who is a freelance holiday photojournalist in Australia. She says, Tom, this picture was taken in front of our house looking across our property in Dunolly in the state of Victoria, Australia, in January at the height of the summer thunderstorm season. Of course, summer is occurs opposite our season here. In other words, when it's winter here, it's summer down in Australia. But that's from Robin Anderson. That was a great shot. We thank her, and it's nice to have a shot from Australia.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to join us tonight for WGN News at 9.
The Cubs are next. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
Bye-bye. Go Cubs.
Anytime, any place, anywhere. MacGyver makes it happen.
Sounds like an interesting guy.
Weeknights at 11 Eastern.
You got that straight.
The Leadoff Man is brought to you by ChicagoSports.com. Try to keep up.
Steve Stone up in the booth at Wrigley Field, and there you see the sign, maybe this millennium. I'm thinking that we got some time for that, but the Cubs want to turn it around right now, so stay with us because we'll be back with opening day ceremonies and the lineups after these messages.
For Tom Hanks, new neighbors are like a box of chocolates. You never know which ones are the nuts.
Neighbors from hell.
God, I love this street.
Tom Hanks.
I'm gonna go watch television.
The Burbs. Tonight at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
Garden Claw, one of America's favorite garden tools, is good as gold. It adjusts to fit gardeners of all sizes. Garden Claw Gold helps you cultivate, loosen, aerate, and weed without being tough on your back. The claw's steel tines tear through all kinds of soil, even clay, bringing moisture and oxygen to plants' roots. And it turns weeds and leaves into beneficial mulch. Garden Claw Gold makes a great gift.
Available at Home Depot and participating Ace, True Value, and Do It Best hardware stores. Makes a great gift.
I lowered my blood sugar, and it's staying low. It's been weeks now.
With this treatment, I haven't gained an ounce.
These people have found an effective way to manage their type 2 diabetes, thanks to a treatment option clinically proven to lower blood sugar.
Now I'm controlling my diabetes instead of it controlling me.
If you're being treated for type 2 diabetes, call now for your free diabetes management kit. It gives you important news about this treatment option and how you can more effectively control your blood sugar.
I found a way to help my family understand how they can help me.
If you want to lower your blood sugar, call 1-800-672-0933 now and receive your free diabetes management kit.
Finally, instead of someone telling me what I can't do, there's someone telling me what I can.
It's great to know I really can get my blood sugar down today.
Call now for your free kit. Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb, a leader in diabetes care.
There you see a beautiful shot of Wrigley Field, and it's always exciting on opening day at home. So now we'll take you down to the field where the Cubs are being announced, and we'll let Wayne Messmer do the honors.
Coaching staff, number 2, Jeff Pentland. Number 3, Gene Glynn. Number 4, Sandy Alomar. Number 5, Renee Lashman. Number 26, Billy Williams. And number 46, Oscar Acosta. The Cubs head trainer is David Tumbas, and the assistant trainer, Steve Melendez. Strength coordinator, Mark Wilbert. The home clubhouse manager is Tom Hellman. And the home clubhouse manager emeritus is Yosh Kawano. Now introducing today's non-starters for the Chicago Cubs. First the pitchers, number 30, Mark Guthrie. Number 36, Kevin Tapani. Number 37, Scott Downs. Number 38, Rick Aguilera. Number 44, Kyle Farnsworth. Number 49, Felix Heredia. Number 51, Brian Williams. Number 52, Matt Kirchner. Number 55, Andrew Lorraine. Number 76, Daniel Garabon. And the catcher, number 16, Jeff Reed. Infielders, number 11, Jose Nieves. And number 29, Jeff Hewson. The outfielders, number 6, Glenn Allen Hill. Number 28, Roosevelt Brown. And number 22, Tarek Brock. And now your opening day lineup for your 2000 Chicago Cubs. Leading off and playing second base, number 7, Eric Young. Hitting second at shortstop, number 12, Ricky Gutierrez. Batting third in right field, number 21, Sammy Sosa. Hitting fourth at first base, number 17, Mark Grace. Playing left field and batting fifth, number 40, Henry Rodriguez. Sixth batter, the third baseman, number 24, Shane Andrews. Batting seventh in center field, number 9, Damon Buford. Catching and batting eighth in the bullpen, number 8, Joe Girardi. Hitting ninth and pitching for the Chicago Cubs, right-hander number 32, John Lieber, warming up in the bullpen. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2000 Chicago Cubs. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you all please rise. And gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as we direct your attention to the home plate area. Presenting the colors for today's opening day ceremonies, the color guard from the United States Army Chicago Recruiting Battalion. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please join along with me, public address announcer Wayne Messmer, accompanied by Gary Pressey at the Lowry organ in a singing of our national anthem. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It's always a stirring rendition of the national anthem when Wayne Messmer takes the microphone. And so we'll be back with Mark Grace and a special ceremony after these messages.
This is Laura Patterson. She's saving a bundle on long-distance calls to Grandma using MCI 5 cents every day.
When Laura was born, I counted on Mom to talk me through everything.
She'd call 2-3 times a day. How do I do this? How do I do that?
Mom was always calling me.
It was like we rediscovered each other. Then we got the phone bills.
No college tuition for you.
Now we use MCI 5 cents every day. It's brand new. Calls are just 5 cents a minute every evening and 5 cents a minute all weekend long. That's half the price of AT&T for these calls.
Isn't that good?
And you can get daytime calls the rest of the week for just 7 cents a minute.
Now we can call each other any day of the week without worrying about the cost. Whether it's just to shoot the breeze or for the really important stuff.
It's Grandma. Hi there, sweetie.
MCI 5 cents every day. To sign up, call 1-800-701-9360.
Say hi, Grandma.
Ask about our great international rates, too.
Are you near a phone? Can you take down a number? Then call for some of the best life insurance rates in years from a respected insurer, Protective Life Insurance Company. For $100,000 coverage, a 35-year-old man could now pay less than $10 a month. A 45-year-old man, less than $15 a month. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation. So act now. For your free quote, call Matrix Direct, 1-800-670-9870.
There's a special tribute for Mark Grace and his family is on hand today, and so we're going to take you down to the field and honor what Mark Grace did in a Cub uniform in the 90s. And there you look at the captain of this team, Mark Grace. He was off to a pretty good start, and certainly this is a well-deserved tribute. And as you can see, at 39 degrees, it's tough to stay warm. Well, there is the original Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks on hand, along with Billy Williams and Ron Santo.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Opening Day 2000 at beautiful Wrigley Field and the first Cubs home game of the 21st century. At this time, we invite you to join Cubs legends on the field. These former Cubs greats share the prestigious distinction of collecting more than 2,000 hits in a Cubs uniform. Ron Santo, Billy Williams, and Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. And today we honor an extraordinary player who undoubtedly made his mark as a Chicago Cubs legend in the 1990s. Among his many highlights from the last decade, he claimed his 2,000th hit on August 2nd, 1999, which contributed to his title of the Major League Baseball hits leader in the 90s with a total of 1,754. In addition, He hit more doubles than any other player in baseball during the last 10 years with a count of 364. He is a three-time National League All-Star, a winner of 4 Gold Glove Awards, and a member of the Chicago Cubs All-Century team. Today, he will make his 12th opening day start at first base for the Chicago Cubs. Let's have a round of applause for number 17, Mark Grace. Joining Mark on the field today are his parents, Sharon and Jean Grace from Bentonville, Arkansas. Today we recognize Mark for his outstanding performance during the 1990s, in which his 1,754 hits earned him the title as the Major League hits leader for the last decade. He joins an elite group of 9 other baseball greats who share this distinction through the decades of the last century. Honus Wagner, Ty Cobb, Rogers Hornsby, Paul Wainer, Lou Boudreau, Richie Ashburn, Roberto Clemente, Pete Rose, and Robin Yount. At this time, we would like to present Mark with a few gifts that commemorate his accolades of the past decade. First, a crystal plaque engraved to display his total hits and doubles for the 1990s. We would also like to present Mark and his parents with replicas of the flag that is now being unveiled for the first time upon the roof at Wrigley Field. And the flag will remain in celebration of his outstanding accomplishments during the 1990s. Mark Grace, congratulations on your outstanding achievements. Now, ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention, stepping out to the pitcher's mound for our ceremonial first pitch of the 2000 season. Please welcome Mark's mother, Sharon, as she tosses out the ceremonial first pitch of this year to her son, Mark. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy opening day and the rest of the 2000 season here at the Friendly Confines.
Beautiful ceremony for Mark Grace and his family, and we'll be back with the game after these messages.
Guests on the Leadoff Man receive a handsome piece of jewelry from Henry K. Jewelers, 3rd level Water Tower Place, Chicago.
Hi, I'm Bob.
And I'm Charlie.
We're neighbors.
And our wives figured if we couldn't grow hair on our heads, we'd work on our lawns, and look what happened.
This lawn is a work of art.
I use Scott Premium Grass Seed. You put anything else on there, Bob, and you'd just be wasting your time.
See how thick this is? There's no weeds in that grass right there. The inferior brands have weeds, but the seed that Scott has is the purest seed you can get. Healthy, lush,
green.
It comes up quick.
You interrupted me. The lawn is only as good as the seed you start with. Fall is beautiful.
That's right.
Except in your yard.
15 years ago, I gave John his start. I ordered the first Papa John's pizza.
No, it was me.
I said, John, this pizza's got great stuff on it.
Join our celebration. Get 2 large one-topping Papa John's pizzas for just $12.99.
Get it straight, it was me. I said this sauce is special.
Me.
Hey, wasn't it you that ordered the first pizza?
Well, I am your mom.
Get 2 large one-topping Papa John's pizzas for only $12.99. It's our way of thanking all our loyal customers.
Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires. Now at Pep Boys, all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for only $99, and all 70,000-mile tires 4 for $169.
Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
Shakiki. One more.
Ice fresh. Try it. Delicious.
Hey, Cub fans, keep your eye on the ball. Every time a Cub player hits a homer at Wrigley, you could be a winner. It's the Southwest Airlines How Far Did It Fly Home Run Contest. After every Cub homer, write down the distance along with your name and address and send it to WGN-TV. We'll choose 10 winners to fly to any Southwest Airlines destination. For every Cub homer, ask yourself, how far did it fly? From Southwest Airlines, official airline of the Chicago Cubs.
A love story from both points of view.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
He said, she said.
Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN. Of WGN Sports.
The one constant through all the years has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, is a part of our past. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again.
Well, for 85 years, the Chicago Cubs have called Wrigley Field home. And today, with the defending National League champion Atlanta Braves in town, the Cubs open the home portion of their 2000 schedule right here for you on WGN Sports. Hello again, everybody, along with Steve Stone, Chip Carey. Welcome to opening day. It's a frigid day, 39 degrees, gusty winds, but throw all of that away, Stoney. It's a special day, opening day here at home.
John Lieber is going to have to contend with a very tough ball club, and you got to save the bullpen today. Don Baylor's been using 5 or 6 pitchers a day. Hopefully, it'll be a better day than it was for the last 6 days. The Cubs have to get a win here.
Kevin Millwood pitching for Atlanta. He finished 3rd in the Cy Young race, so it will be a tough day for both ball clubs today here at home. Cubs Braves baseball, starting lineups from Wrigley right after this.
Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN. Brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. Dodge. Do not follow. Do not conform. Be different. The Illinois Lottery, where players have more fun. By Pepsi, the joy of cola. And by Southwest Airlines. Log on for Southwest Airlines low fares at www.southwest.com. A symbol of e-freedom.
GN.
Flying to the Boston area for business? If these 13 reasons don't convince you to fly Southwest Airlines to Providence or Manchester, maybe this will. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA.
You are now free to move about the country.
city of Chicago, 39 degrees our game time temperature for the home opener. Winds gusting out of the east between 7 and 21 miles per hour. And no matter how cold it is, no matter how unfavorable the weather conditions are, John Lieber and the Cubs are delighted to be back home. And Kilvio Veras of the Atlanta Braves leads things off and takes a quick strike, says home plate umpire Larry Young.
Usually with these temperatures, it's always a pitcher's day if you can get loose. Hitters don't like to swing the bat, especially on inside pitches.
Veras smacks that one up the middle. He's feeling the bumblebees, and Ricky Gutierrez throws him out. And the top of the first starts this way, and the Braves start this way for their manager, Bobby Cox. Kilvio Veras and Reggie Sanders, a new 1-2 punch atop the order. The reigning MVP in the National League, Chipper Jones, hits third. A great comeback story in Andres Galarraga. Bobby Bonilla playing well for the Braves. He's in left today with Javier Lopez, Andrew Jones, Walt Weiss, and Kevin Millwood pitching and batting ninth.
And the Pepsi defense, Rodriguez, Buford, and Sosa, Andrews, Gutierrez, Young, and Grace, Girardi behind the plate, and John Lieber on the hill.
Need John to give us some good innings today.
2 starts, a 1-1 record, a fine ERA, and he's thrown the ball pretty well.
A high fly ball hit by Reggie Sanders. If you're going to hit a home run today, you'd better hit it under radar. That one way up in the air, and Damon Buford puts it away, and quickly 2 men down.
It's a new look Atlanta Braves baseball team. Ryan Klesko is gone. They have a little more speed at the top with Kilvio Veras. Brett Boone is gone. And I think that Veras can give them what they really need. He might not be as steady defensively as Boone, but he does give them a little more speed, and that's what they're looking for. And they're hurt, Chip, with Brian Jordan on the disabled list.
Chipper Jones, the batter for the Braves, the reigning MVP last year for Atlanta, hit .319 with 45 homers and 110 runs batted in. This year, however, his right elbow is really giving him problems. He's got bone spurs in that elbow, and the Braves are hoping and praying that he can make it through this championship season with that problem.
Well, you take a look at who's gone, and they've added Bonilla, Joyner, Sanders, and Veras.
There's that changeup from John Lieber to the left-handed, or actually switch-hitting Chipper Jones. And the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. This is his more powerful side, the left-hand side, and he shows it there, driving the ball deep left center field. Buford turns around, it's in the basket, and Chipper Jones gives Atlanta a 1-0 lead, his first home run of the year, and he's hit safely in every Braves game so far this season.
Well, Chip, means you have to hit a line drive.
Okay, Louie, take it away.
Take. Pitch, he hit it opposite field. It landed in the basket. That's his first home run, his 3rd run batted in. It's a fastball down and away, a pretty good pitch from the Southwest Airlines Plainview camera. Take a look at this line drive homer that puts the Braves on top 1-0.
So Chipper Jones puts the Braves on the board, and now here comes the big cat, Andres Galarraga. It's only the 10th of April, but he's already won the award, as far as I'm concerned. Coming back from cancer, talking with Bobby Cox today, he said it's as if he never had that disease.
Well, 38 years old, he hasn't lost much. And you always pitch Galarraga the same way. You throw him sliders low and away. He will expand his strike zone. He's not difficult to fan, but if you make a mistake, he's enormously strong.
That ball hit like a bullet to short. Ricky handles that, and Galarraga is retired, but the MVP of the Braves and the National League, Chipper Jones' first home run of the year, makes it 1-0 Atlanta with the Cubs coming up.
Sweating like crazy. You got TV cameras all over you. The last thing you want is this white clumpy thing running down your arm. It's just rude.
We asked some of the hottest pros under the sun to switch antiperspirants.
Degree Invisible Solid? What's that? I would assume it goes on clear, but I'm not sure I believe that.
When your body heats up, Degree Invisible Solid releases extra protection with a clear difference.
Right there. You see there's no white stuff? The harder I work, the harder it works. No flaking, no funk, no Klingons.
Degree Invisible Solid. Works hard but never shows.
After the match, there's a ton of girls. Gotta be cool.
I can tell by looking whether a vehicle's been driven hard or not. This guy's one of my regular customers. Scorched brake rotors, beat up oil pan, probably never takes his foot off the gas. He trusts me to make sure it performs, and I trust CarQuest Auto Parts. I mean, you never know. Someday you might need to give me a ride.
CarQuest for AC Delco rapid-fire spark plugs. Older cars' engines can run rougher. Bring back that new car feel with AC Delco rapid-fire spark plugs. CarQuest, the professional choice.
Okay, Louie, take it away.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out to the crowd. Yeah.
I don't care if I never get back, so let's root for the home team.
If they don't win, it's a shame, 'cause it's at the old ball game.
I like that.
That fella can sing, huh?
Chipper Jones' first home run of the year gives the Braves a 1-0 lead after a half inning here at Wrigley Field. And here's Don Baylor's Cubs Pepsi starting lineup. Eric Young, Ricky Gutierrez, and Sammy Sosa, the top three in the Cub batting order. Mark Grace, who was honored so nicely before the game, will be our cleanup hitter today. Henry Rodriguez, need to get him going. He's 3 for his first 25. Then Shane Andrews, Damon Buford, Joe Girardi, and John Lieber round out the lineup against Kevin Millwood.
There's a look at the Braves defense. Bonilla, Jones, and Sanders left to right. Jones, Weiss, Veras, and Galarraga. Javier Lopez behind the plate. And a pretty tough competitor, Kevin Millwood, on the mound. He was roughed up in his first start. But this young man has tremendous stuff. Had a great year last year. And he's added a changeup to his repertoire.
As if he needed any help, he went 18-7 last year for the Atlanta Braves. Finished third in the National League Cy Young voting, but behind Randy Johnson and Mike Hampton of the Astros. And this guy is a moose, 6'4", 220 pounds, and already 22 games above 500 for his major league career. He's 40-18 lifetime, but has never won here.
Well, what you'd like to do, Chip, against him is try to hit one of the fastballs early in the count, because he'll give you one pitch to hit, and usually that's about it.
Eli swung late and pops it into the second deck. The ballpark, Stoney, looks absolutely gorgeous. A big congratulations and thanks to the Wrigley Field Stadium Operations Department, headed by Paul Rathje and his staff. The field looks great, and it's wonderful to be back for our 85th season of Cubs baseball here at the Friendly Confines.
Well, they have a brand new infield, and Don Baylor hopes that that infield grass and that good turf is very agreeable to his ball club, who needs some home cooking desperately.
1-2 to Young, smacked into right center field, but one of the best in the business, Andrew Jones, makes the play, a two-time Gold Glover, and there's one man down in the bottom of the first.
Greg Maddux has helped Kevin Millwood with that changeup, and who better to teach you a changeup than Greg Maddux? This is a guy that throws a real good curve and a challenging fastball at 93, 94 miles an hour. Pitches comfortably with about 92, and there's a look at one of the game's greats, Greg Maddux, who's off to a 2-0 start.
And we will see him on Thursday afternoon in the series finale. And Ricky Gutierrez takes his first look at Millwood and takes a ball low. Ricky with a 5-game hitting streak to open up the year. He's hit very well for the Cubs, a .391 batting average. And this is the kind of day where you want to make solid contact. It's not going to feel real good catching the ball off the end of the bat or in on the hands.
Well, folks around Chicago pretty prepared for this kind of weather, so it's not bothering them all that much. And it's a big crowd, as you would expect here today, a sellout.
There are some tickets available for the games Wednesday and Thursday, and some available as well over the weekend when the Florida Marlins come to town. Launched out of play again. 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the bottom half of the first inning. If you're just joining us, Chipper Jones hit a solo home run for Atlanta, and they lead 1-0.
Ooh, right in the ear.
Off home plate and right under the ear flap.
hope that Ricky is going to be okay. We'll watch it again. Looks like it bounces off the plate and comes up and got him in the ear, not the flap. It's the right ear, and that will certainly startle you on a day like today.
When you're a kid from Miami like Gutierrez is, this kind of weather doesn't exactly thrill you, does it?
Well, this is tough weather for hitters in general. I think that pitchers have a tremendous advantage, especially if you throw inside a few times. Hitters don't want to get their arms out.
So Ricky will dig back in here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty for the Cubs in the first. Good cut, but he fouled it back.
It was until 5 years into Millwood's minor league career when they made him a full-time starter. He was shuttled in and out of the bullpen. They didn't know quite what to make of him. But at his size, with his arm and his stuff, he's going to be starting for quite some time.
There is that off-speed pitch, that changeup, and Ricky fooled by it. And Millwood has his first strikeout, second out of our game, and Sammy Sosa will come to the plate. As hard as he throws with that big slider, that changeup almost makes it unfair.
Well, the key to good stuff, Chip, is less hits than innings pitched. Last year, 168 hits in 228 innings for Kevin Millwood, and that probably more than any other stat shows you just how good the stuff is. He seems to be getting better.
Sammy lifetime 3 for 12 against Millwood. One of those hits a homer. Last year hit 179 against Braves pitching. The Braves had all kinds of problems with the Cubs. Cubs outplayed them last season. Beat the Braves 5-2 in the season series.
How about that? Atlanta, Pittsburgh, and the New York Yankees have yet to allow a home run. Maybe Sammy can change that graphic.
Down and away with ball 1.
Pittsburgh got some pretty good pitching in Arizona. Jason Schmidt gave up just 1 run and cost him the ball game because the big unit fanned 13, and that was that. A tidy 1-0 win for Randy Johnson and the Diamondbacks.
He is amazing. The 1-1 pitch to Sammy. Good cut, fouled straight back.
You know, being down in Arizona all spring, everybody was concerned about Randy Johnson giving up runs, Randy Johnson not having the velocity, Randy Johnson not throwing the hard slider. But you don't hear much of that anymore. Just keep striking people out and beating them.
And doing it with 130, 140 pitches and comes back stronger the next time around. 1-2. Change, just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Wind not that much of a factor today. It is blowing straight in. But we've seen much harder wind here. This right now looks to be about 5 miles an hour, which for this time of year is terrific.
Here comes the 2-2. Again, it goes to that changeup. And you can see how cold it is just by looking on the rooftops across the street. The barbecues are in full blaze out there. The smoke wisping its way across the ballpark. I figured more people ought to be standing near the grill instead of the edge of the roof. 3-2. Swung on, high fly ball down the right field line. A long run for Sanders, but it slices into the seats. And Sammy heads back and hacks again here. You're right about this Brave team. What a different looking outfield. Gone is Ryan Klesko. Bobby Bonilla's out there now. Reggie Sanders playing right for the injured Brian Jordan. Brett Boone is gone. Kilby O'Vera's playing second. And Andres Galarraga is back at first base after missing all of last season with cancer. 3-2. Swung on, hit a mile high into straightaway center. Not much carry to it at all. Andrew Jones camps out. And Millwood works a 1-2-3, bottom half of the first. Bobby Bowe's going to lead it off for Atlanta in the second. The Braves lead the Cubs 1-0.
What do you see behind that smile?
Purina scientists see that too. But we also see a dog who was allergic to protein, putting his survival at risk. Until one of Purina's many discoveries led to the first and only diet where the protein is broken down, ending his allergic reaction. Now there's a better life behind that smile. Purina Science, advancing life.
We all do dumb things. Paying too much for car insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. We all do dumb things. Paying too much for car insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Presenting the ultimate tire for your sport utility vehicle, the Michelin LTX. Michelin's technological advances in sidewall and tread design give it a smoother, quieter ride than you might ever expect from a 4x4 tire. Yet it's rugged enough, tough enough, and Michelin enough to get you through anything. The LTX series from Michelin.
Well, the great thing about opening day, you have a chance to see friends old and new. Last year, Bobby Cox had a great hitting instructor in Don Baylor. But Don said, I'm going to have none of that. They're the enemy now. He did greet Bobby Cox, of course, and was speaking somewhat tongue-in-cheek. But, boy, Chipper Jones really credits Don Baylor with helping turn him into an MVP player, and his student burned him in the first inning with a home run today.
Well, Chipper Jones had some problems a few years back hitting right-handed. He always hit the ball well left-handed. Right-handed was a problem.
Bobby Bonilla swings at the first pitch, pops it to the left side. Shane Andrews battles the wind, puts it away. One pitch, one out in the second.
But with Don Baylor in Atlanta last year, he gave Chipper Jones a few tips on how to swing the bat right-handed a little bit better. It worked out well. So they went and got a terrific hitting instructor last year in Don Baylor. When Don Baylor left to become the Cubs manager, they got another terrific hitting instructor, a former Oriole, Merv Rettenman, who's done a terrific job, and also one of the game's best hitting instructors, came over from the San Diego Padres.
Javier Lopez bats for the first time today, and the Braves are really hoping his knee is going to hold up. He tore his ACL last year in late July. Eddie Perez had to catch the rest of the day and really got worn down. But Lopez says his knee's about 90% healthy, and when he's right, he is a devastating force behind the plate. He gives you a lot of offense in a position you don't normally expect it.
He can turn a fastball around middle in with the best of them. Very productive catcher. And Lieber's trying to show him the fastball in so he can go away with that slider. Lopez likes to pull the ball. If you go away with the slider, you'll get that ground ball to the left side if you keep it down.
That pitch was down and good enough, says Larry Young. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yes, indeed. Grab yourself a cup of coffee or whatever makes you warm, because it is real cold today. And there's that breaking ball. Lopez missed it. 2 up, 2 down here in the second. First Lieber strikeout of the day, and that brings up Andrew Jones.
There you see a real tight, late breaking slider from John Lieber. Completely overmatches Javier Lopez.
Andrew Jones at 227, a couple of home runs. He's driven in 3. And he swung late for strike 1. How cold is it? Well, one of the young Cubs players came out of the dugout for the first time, took a look at the panoramic view of Wrigley Field and said, "It's so cold the ivory hasn't even bloomed yet."
Well, the ivory will be blooming here in the not too distant future, but it's got to heat up somewhat.
Jones wants to make Lieber wait a bit on that mound, and it's fouled out of play again. 0-2. There is a bit of a debate in baseball. Who's the best center fielder in the game? Is it still Ken Griffey Jr., or has this man passed him defensively? Griffey with 10 Gold Gloves, Andrew Jones, a younger player, with 2. Lieber knocks it down, scrambles behind the mound, and throws him out at first. Jones thought he beat it, but he is retired. 1, 2, 3 and out. John Lieber fielded his position very well that time and works a perfect second. On we go to the bottom half. Mark Grace will try to even the score for the Cubs.
It takes a brave man to pursue justice. Sometimes it takes lots of brave men, like weekday mornings on WGN. Woo! Michael Knight works outside the law. Ben Matlock works with the law.
I'll take your mouth shut.
And McGarrett and his crew are the law.
What's next? Search warrant?
Different methods.
Yeah.
One goal. Knight Rider at 10 Eastern. Matlock at 11 Eastern. Hawaii 5-0 at 12 Eastern. On the station that's entertaining America. WGN. Aloha, baby.
I'm serious. Whenever guys find out I have a cat, they freak.
You kidding me? I love cats.
Of course, my cat's not like other cats.
Well, sure he isn't.
He gets so jealous if anyone drinks my Bud Light. Anyway, I'll go get changed.
You're right. Stupid cats.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Look at you two.
Make it a Bud Light.
Direct from AutoBuyTel.com. Thousands of cars, low upfront pricing, and free delivery. Auto financed by, auto insured by, auto delivered by. AutoBuyTel.com.
A group of small-town women learn the power of friendship. Steel Magnolias. Tuesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
A love story from both points of view.
Yes.
No. He said, she said.
Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
I'm just trying to get this team refocused. I don't care how cold it is, or the Japanese trip is behind us. Everyone's looking, except this team, as an excuse, and it hasn't been an excuse. We just haven't executed the way we executed in the spring.
Where is he? Here we go, Mark Grace in the bottom half of the second inning, and Don's right, 9 errors in 8 games. The bullpen has had problems holding leads. Offense at times has struggled. There have been some base running gaffes that have been costly, and Mark Grace golfs that shot into center field for the Cubs' first hit of the day. Somewhat appropriate. You honor him for what he did in the 90s, and here in the first year of the 21st century, he rips a single on opening day.
Mark Grace has hit 3 home runs already, but this is more vintage Grace. This is a pretty good pitch by Millwood. It's low and away. Gracie hits it off the end of the bat. Doesn't hit it hard enough to get to Jones in center field and winds up at first base. And the Cubs have got to get Henry squared away.
And maybe this is the team that'll help him do it. Believe it or not, Henry hit the Braves at a .333 clip with 3 homers and 12 batted in last season. First pitch swinging this time, however, and he pops it into left. Bobby Bonilla holds fourth and makes the one-handed grab for out number 1.
Could be a new life for Bobby Bonilla in an Atlanta uniform. They talked to him about coming over and just trying to fit into a ball club and forget about what happened in the past. This was a new start, and you're coming to a very good team that has a very close team chemistry. And so far, Bonilla has fit in very well. He's hitting the baseball hard, and I'm sure he's very happy to be there. And when you take a look at the last few years, you realize that Bonilla has certainly struggled. This year off to a very good start.
Shane Andrews, the batter now, a .250 average with a couple of home runs. And he rips it foul and out of play. I talked with Bobby Cox about Bobby Bonilla. He said really it was a godsend. The Braves were out of outfielders after Gerald Williams signed with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. The Mets are on the hook for most of Bobby Bo's salary. It's only costing them the major league minimum. And he has been terrific since coming over to Atlanta. All has been forgotten. And as long as he's playing and is productive, I'm sure it'll continue that way.
Well, it also gives you a switch hitter.
2 players in 1.
And you've got a lot of flexibility with him. And he'll have to see what happens when Brian Jordan comes back.
And the Braves have 5 switch hitters on their roster. 4 of them in the lineup today. And runner goes, pitch low and away. The Lopez throw, short hops the bag, and Grace is out trying to steal second.
Well, That's a real good pickup by Walt Weiss. Not a good throw by Lopez, but he got it down there quickly enough. And you got to believe that Don Baylor didn't draw it up like this. It's the hit and run. Mark Grace looks back, no contact. Walt Weiss with a good pick, and Gracie called out by Travis Katzenmeyer.
So the base is empty now, 2 outs. Andrews ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. And Millwood overthrew it. The Cubs, under Don Baylor, he said they're going to be more aggressive. Everybody had better have their track shoes on when they're on. Rolled foul, count full, 3-2.
Looked to me like Shane Andrews might have missed the hit and run, because Gracie was looking back, and when a base runner looks back, it's the hit and run.
No contact made, obviously. And now the 3-2. High fly right side. Sanders will watch it sail into the seats again. Well, if the sign was missed, that sums up what's happened to us in the first 8 games this year. A lot of little things have added up to big problems.
I don't think you're going to straight steal with Gracie in this situation.
And Don knows the weather conditions. He's playing for a run here just to get things equal. Well, the forecast as the day goes on is colder and wetter. 3-2. Shane fouled it straight back. Yeah, they're talking about snow in Chicago tonight. Off day tomorrow, and the weather not really very favorable tomorrow. And then Wednesday and Thursday, a little bit warmer, a little bit sunnier. And I wonder what the wind chill is on top of that crane. That's quite a perch. 3-2. Chopper to third. Chipper Jones, let's see how the arm looks. Oh, he lollipops it over there. He's not throwing with a whole lot of authority, but he got it there in plenty of time to take care of Shane Andrews. Grace leads off with a single. We might have missed a hit and run, and we're out in the second and still trail by a run.
You ready? You want this? Go get it! It's got to be the dog chow. Dog chow is packed with everything your dog needs to build and rejuvenate strong muscles, so he can keep on amazing you day after day. Purina Dog Chow brand.
15 years ago, I gave John his start. I ordered the first Papa John's pizza.
No, it was me.
I said, John, this pizza's got great stuff on it.
Join our celebration. Get 2 large one-topping Papa John's pizzas for just $12.99.
Get it straight. It was me. I said this sauce is special.
Me. Hey, wasn't it you that ordered the first pizza?
Well, I am your mom.
Get 2 large one-topping Papa John's pizzas for only $12.99. It's our way of thanking all our loyal customers.
Introducing the new 72-month Pro Start Plus battery from Pep Boys. Every size, every battery, one great price, $39.99. The new Pro Start Plus battery comes in 16 sizes to fit almost all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs on the road today. And at just $39.99, it's sized to fit your budget, too. Throw in our 18-month free replacement, and you'll have every reason to buy a $39.99 Pro Start Plus battery from
Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
Who's asking about Viagra? Someone you might expect, and also someone that maybe you wouldn't. In fact, you may be surprised at who's talking to their doctors about Viagra. So ask your doctor if a free trial of Viagra is right for you. Who's asking about Viagra? Maybe it should be you.
The Big Ticket Movies, 7 nights a week on WGN.
Beautiful panoramic shot of the friendly confines of Wrigley Field from our WGN News helicopter. Ground ball to the right side off the bat of Walt Weiss. 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of inning number 3. Well, Stoney, time for our Illinois Lottery fun fact. Baseball is a marathon, not a sprint. And even more so when you factor in the miles logged by the Cubs in the last 17 days. We've gone halfway around the world.
Well, as you can see, there's a lot of miles put up. Almost 13,000. But Don Baylor did mention that there's nobody in that dugout using anything about the trip as an excuse for the early season woes. He wants to get the guys focused on starting right now. It's still only 8 games into this season. There's a long way to go.
Millwood takes a slider for a strike. Lieber's retired. 5 men in a row. This is a very important start for Lieber, the Cubs, and especially the bullpen. They've been used a lot. Down on strikes goes Millwood, and Joe Girardi applies the tag and flips to first just to make sure. That's the second Lieber strikeout.
Don Baylor would just as soon leave all of those guys in the bullpen and not bring them into the game, because using 5 and 6 pitchers every day is going to wear this club down. Now, with the off day tomorrow, if they don't use them much or any today, then they'll be revitalized when the Cubs pick it up with Atlanta on Wednesday.
Top of the order we go now, and Kilvio Veras, again one of those 4 switch hitters in the lineup for Atlanta today. They got Veras and Sanders from the Padres in the Brett Boone-Ryan Klesko trade.
Kilvio's always had leg problems, especially the last few years, so they're going to have to watch that carefully. He is a candidate to bunt every time he steps up, but they believe he's going to give him a lot of speed at the top, which is something they could really use.
Yeah, it's a much different Atlanta team. For the first time, they have a bona fide leadoff guy. They used to have Otis Nixon, of course, Deion Sanders for a while. But they have a young leadoff hitter now in Veras, and another one on the way. And young Rafael Furcal, we might see him on Wednesday. Lieber looks sharp. He's retired 7 in a row. And now the lower third of the Cubs order will try to get something going against Kevin Millwood. It's 1-0 Atlanta.
Sorry, honey.
You are now free to move about the country.
The new Pro Start Plus battery from Pep Boys. Every size, every battery, one great price, $39.99. And in 16 sizes, Pro Start Plus fits almost all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs at just $39.99.
Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us. $32.75.
I didn't bring my purse.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
It did look good on her.
My lawn is really by pride and joy. I know it's weed-free. I know it's dandelion-free. I know that for a fact because I hate dandelions. But every time I'm out here working on it, my neighbor Lana says, "How do you get rid of your dandelions?" I do it by using Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. The light granule sticks to that wet leaf much easier than a heavy granule, which would fall off. If it doesn't stick, it just doesn't work. Apply it, sticks to the leaf, Zappo, no more dandelions. Actually, to tell you the truth, she's trying to keep up with me. Uh-oh, I think she heard me. I think it's the greatest product ever made.
MacGyver makes it happen. Weeknights at 11 Eastern, 10 Central.
1-0 is our score after 2.5 here at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Steve Stone, Chip Carey, our entire WGN crew, and we're delighted to be joined by the Grace family, Sharon and Jean Grace, the proud parents of Mark Grace. And look at Sharon, the best arm in the Grace family, throwing out the ceremonial first pitch before today's Braves-Cubs game. And I'll tell you what, looked like a mid-90s fastball to me, Stoney.
Well, first of all, she got it all the way, and second of all, it's a very cold day. It's hard to get loose. Did you have any problems?
No, Mark told me just to be careful and not to embarrass us, so I tried very good.
Well, you certainly did. You threw the ball very well, better than many I've seen out here. And what a thrill to throw out the first pitch on opening day.
Yes, it was. Quite an honor.
And what a career your son has had here with the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field, Gene. I know you must be just as pleased as can be.
Well, this year is going to be an interesting year, I think, for the Cubs. Following an off season last year, we expect considerable improvement in them. The personnel looks good. pitching will get here, I think.
We sure hope so. Now, you live down in Arkansas, right?
We live in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Now, that's Cardinal territory, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Well...
Have you been able to twist a few arms and change some minds down there about that problem those folks have?
Well, Mark's well-known and is very popular down there.
One out for Joe Girardi, who bats here in the bottom half of the third inning. Joe playing at home, back with the Cubs. And he hits that ball to the shortstop. Walt Weiss surrounds and throws to first. Quickly 2 up and 2 down.
These hitters aren't waiting around. If they see something early in the count that they like, Buford was an excuse me swing, and a good play between Galarraga and Millwood. And Walt Weiss on the move, retiring Girardi. So there's a look at the captain of this team, Mark Grace, getting honored by Ron Santo, Ernie Banks, Billy Williams, the entire Cub organization before the game. Did you ever think when you were raising him up as a little leaguer that it would come to this?
No, I really didn't. Not at all. I think his daddy thought maybe someday, but I didn't.
I remember when Mark first started, he came and met Harry and I at Harry's restaurant. He came upstairs and talked with us, and he was just a fresh-faced youngster. Nobody knew what he would do at that point. And, oh, these 12 or 13 years later, he's turned it into just an exceptional career and certainly a big part of this entire Cub organization.
He really has, and he loves it.
No balls, 2 strikes to John Lieber. A breaking ball takes care of him. And the Cubs are out 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the third. Sharon and Gene Grace, congratulations on a wonderful day, opening day. Go get warm someplace.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for being here. 1-0 Atlanta is our score on opening day at Wrigley Field.
If a Cub player hits a homer today, write down the distance and the player's name and send it to WGN. You could win round-trip tickets to any Southwest Airlines destination.
You are cordially invited to take the Pepsi Challenge.
This summer, we're inviting everyone in America to step up to the plate and take the Pepsi Challenge.
I'm tired. Are we done yet?
Come on, Junior. I'm just getting warmed up.
So take the Pepsi Challenge and let your taste decide.
My boy, fine accountant, knows the value of $1. Still, it hit us big when he moved back in with us. Then one night, there it is on TV, the big game. We hit it big. We're mega millionaires. My wife and I, we look at our son, settled in so comfortably, and we get the same thought.
Something big you'd like to do? Play the Mega $1 Million big game from the Illinois Lottery. You could hit it big.
Son, your own place. We do anything for that boy.
Michelin would like to remind you, there's only one safety feature on the road that actually touches the road. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Hi, Tom Bodette. When did you see the light?
Oh, going over to Phoenix. We wanted to rest up for the game, and suddenly it was so clear. Motel 6. I think it's great.
Well, you gotta call them like you see them. Call us and see the light for yourself.
Nicolas Cage.
We got a bogey fast mover.
Sean Young.
Turning inbound.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Have you engaged, over?
Firebird.
Thursday at 8 Eastern on WGN.
1-0 our score after 3. Here come the Braves again at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. And Cubs fans, Sunday, April 30th, and you'll want to get here early. Peace the Bear Beanie Buddy Day at Wrigley Field. The first 12,000 kids aged 13 and under attending the Cubs Diamondbacks game on April 30th get a Peace the Bear Beanie Buddy with commemorative card compliments of Pepsi. We understand our producer-director Arnie Harris has already rented a very large U-Haul truck, so you want to make sure you get here before Arnie does to claim your Beanie Buddy. Good-looking Beanie Buddies, too.
Very good looking, especially if we had a couple of them.
That's the problem. Arnie gets here before everybody else. He practically lives under the stadium.
Cleans out the media relations department closet.
1 ball, no strikes to Reggie Sanders, leading off the Atlanta fourth, and he sends a bullet deep toward left. Henry on the run has gone as far as he can go, and it's in the corner, fair ball. Sanders rounds second. He'll pull up there. It's a leadoff fourth inning double for the oft-injured Atlanta outfielder.
If Reggie Sanders can stay healthy, he can be very productive. he's just an exceptional athlete. He's very fast. He's strong. The only thing that has really held him down has been his body. It betrays him on more than one occasion. He started with the Cincinnati Reds, went to San Diego, now finds himself here in Atlanta. The Braves are hoping that he can stay healthy. So last time up, Chipper Jones took a pretty good pitch and drove it out of the ballpark. And you can see why they're hoping that the chips don't keep floating in that elbow. They have to have Chipper Jones stay healthy. That's the only way they're going to win this year. He is a vital cog in this machine.
First Brave player with 100 or more RBIs in 4 straight years since another MVP player, Dale Murphy, did it. However, might want to work on his bunting. That one popped right back to the catcher. For out number 1. Jones trying to get a runner over to third, where a fly ball could score a very important second run.
Well, he knew that if he laid this one down, it was going to be a base hit because Shane Andrews was deep at third. You don't expect Chipper Jones to bunt, and he really does you a favor. He was leaving too soon. All you got to do is make sure you get the bunt down because you know nobody's looking for it. But when you have one leg moving, it's really tough if you're not an accomplished bunter.
Don't expect this guy to bunt. The big cat, Andres Galarraga, who bounced out to the shortstop, his first time up. And he sends a high fly ball deep toward left. Henry back to the track, to the wall, and Andres Galarraga has done it again. The incredible comeback continues for Atlanta's slugging first baseman, his 4th home run in 7 games.
Lieber tried to get the fastball inside, and if you don't get it in there, that's the danger zone. Galarraga has a bat that's as quick as we've seen it in quite some time, and the big cat hits his 4th. He's driven in 11 runs, and for Andres, everything's a storybook at this point. As you can see, he wanted it well in, and this one got the inner portion of the plate. That's not where you'd want it, and Galarraga strong enough to just whack it.
Bobby Bonilla sends a drive into straightaway center. Damon Buford catches up with that. What a story Andres Galarraga has been. And you know, teams are challenging him. I mean, they're going to keep testing him inside. He's already been hit by a pitch 3 times this year and now has 4 home runs. And boy, what a difference he makes in that Atlanta lineup.
Well, if you can get it in there, you always have been able to. But if you don't, then you fall right into his hands.
Back up the middle, off the mound, and right to Eric Young off the bat of Lopez. And the inning is over. A double by Sanders, a 2-run homer by the big cat. Don Baylor helped make him the big league hitter that he is now, and he's helped Atlanta to a 3-0 lead.
Having a bud. What's up with? Hold on a second. Hello?
What's that? Yo, hold up. Hello?
So what's up, B? Nothing. Watching the game, having a bud.
Cubs baseball on WGN is brought to you by CarQuest Auto Parts. You'll find it at CarQuest.
It's 3-0 Atlanta. Chipper Jones and Andres Galarraga have homered for the Braves. Steve Stone, Chip Carey, a very happy opening day to you and yours. It's cold outside. Let's hope the bats can heat up now.
Well, Andres Galarraga and Chipper Jones showed you that you can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Unfortunately, the Cubs have been out homered this year. And hopefully today they can get to Kevin Millwood. He's a tough customer.
He's looking very, very sharp. He's faced the minimum through the first 3 innings. Again, he's never won here at Wrigley Field, but he is a tough customer. Again, finished 3rd in the Cy Young voting last season.
And the Cubs have to have those bats come to life, and this is not ideally a hitter's day. But hopefully today, the wind, not that much of a factor, and the Cubs can take advantage of it, because on this homestand of 7 games, 3 against the Braves, 4 against Florida, they've got to make something happen. 5-2 would be pretty good.
That would be real nice. And the top of the order starts things off. It's Eric Young, and he looks at ball 2 from Kevin Millwood outside. 3-0. Atlanta has the early lead. Upstairs to Young. It's 3-0. Hopefully the second time through the order will help the Braves solve the Millwood mystery so far. One name we haven't mentioned that also is missing, actually 2 names from this Braves team that will be missing. John Smoltz, gone for the year, reconstructive elbow surgery. And John Rocker, he is not eligible to come back still for another week or so for the Atlanta team. And in talking with the Braves people, that's what makes the Andres Galarraga story so much nicer. It's deflected all the controversy away from John Rocker.
And as you can see, those are 3 pretty good players not here. They won't be getting Smoltz back, but Jordan and Rocker will be back.
How about the comeback by Millwood? Down 3-0 in the count. Strikes out Eric Young. 3rd strikeout for Millwood, who has faced the minimum through 3 1/3 now.
He made a very good 3-0 pitch. And Eric wasn't happy with the 3-1 call, but then he just swings through the 3-2 fastball. And there's some late movement and a little life on that fastball from Millwood.
3 strikeouts for the Atlanta right-hander, and now Ricky Gutierrez bats. He struck out swinging his first time, and he takes strike 1.
These Brave pitchers love to paint the outside corner early in the count. They'll come inside and go get you, but they show you the fastball away first.
Millwood got away with a pitch there. That thing sat out right over the middle of the plate. Lopez was setting up way outside. And just our luck, Ricky couldn't connect.
We've got Kyle Farnsworth against Terry Mulholland, the former Cub, on Wednesday, and then Kevin Tapney against Greg Maddux on Thursday, and there are seats available for both of those games.
1 ball, 2 strikes. This Atlanta team is going to miss John Smoltz. All the innings, all the wins, all the innings he saves that bullpen. That's a big question mark. Did Ricky go? Yeah, they say he went. Late call. Gutierrez doesn't run. And now the Braves will throw him out. The umpires couldn't make up their mind, and Gutierrez not happy with Greg Bonet or himself. A late call by the umpires. Ricky just stood there. He didn't think he swung. The umpires said he did, and it's an easy out for Atlanta.
Watch it again as this breaking ball goes low. And Ricky figures if he stands there, he's going to convince Greg Bonet that he didn't swing. And that didn't turn out to be the case. And he expresses his displeasure.
Well, he's not the only one who's been waving and missing. That's 4 strikeouts. And 3 in a row for Millwood as Sosa swings and misses. But there are many who think, Steve, about this Braves team that they can be caught this year. That maybe the Mets will be good enough to pass them in the National League East.
The Mets have gotten off to a rocky start. Their pitching has been somewhat inconsistent. They haven't swung the bat as well as they feel they can swing it. And with a disgruntled Ricky Henderson in the absence of Roger Cedeno, speed is not there.
They can't trade Ricky if they want that speed element. Low throw. The big cat can't dig it out. And let's see if that's an error on Weiss. It ought to be. He's had some defensive problems at shortstop. And on a cold day, it's tough to keep the hands warm and moist to get a grip.
I would think it would be the 3rd error of the year, but they give Sammy a base hit. This is a routine play. Weiss makes a terrible throw, and Galarraga can't come up with it. This ball bounced well away from Andres, and he can't pick it.
Well, we'll take the hometown scoring, but that's an error. Big league player's got to make that throw. So here's Grace, a base hit his first time up, and he takes low and away, ball 1. Errors are a little tougher to get nowadays, aren't they?
Yeah, I would think it's It's a little generous. Sammy was hustling down the line to his credit, and you get a base hit out of it.
A ball and a strike. Other action. Milwaukee leading the Marlins 4-1. That game in the 4th inning now. KC over Minnesota 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning at Kauffman Stadium.
And the Braves and the Marlins will change places.
Veras throws out Grace, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Kevin Millwood has scattered 2 hits. The Braves have hit 2 home runs, and that's the difference in the game early.
Hey, Annie Matthews, what's on your plate today?
Today's going to be great, but really busy. 10, maybe 15 cuts. Lunch is here, Annie. I'll probably grab a quick bite when I can. Annie, your 2 o'clock's here. And maybe get heartburn. I used to think Tums if I'd already eaten. Not anymore.
You can take Pepsid AC whenever you need it. Pepsid AC controls heartburn before, during, or even after you eat.
Of course I can take you.
No matter what's on your plate, today should be heartburn-free with Pepsid AC.
Taxi! Taxi! 59th Street video, please?
Oh, you gotta get the episode 1 video. Wait till you see the pod racing scene. Young Skywalker's racing for freedom. This is where the video kicks butt. He goes into overdrive. He never stops for anything. Never stops for... Well, you gotta see it for yourselves. From the big screen to your screen, buy the Star Wars Episode 1 video, some Pepsi, Tostitos tortilla chips, and get $3 back. Oh, joy!
Introducing the new 72-month Pro Start Plus battery from Pep Boys. Every size, every battery, one great price, $39.99. The new Pro Start Plus battery comes in 16 sizes to fit almost all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs on the road today. And at just $39.99, it's sized to fit your budget, too. Throw in our 18-month free replacement, and you'll have every reason to buy a $39.99 Pro Start Plus battery from Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
Chuck Norris. It's time to die. Invasion USA.
Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN. A group of small-town women learn the power of friendship. Steel Magnolias. Tuesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
Andrew Jones fouls the first pitch of the 5th inning away, and he's down a strike against John Lieber, who's made just 2 mistakes today. But unfortunately, they've cost him 3 runs. A solo Chipper Jones homer in the first, a 2-run homer by Andres Galarraga in the Atlanta 4th. 7-8-9 due up for Atlanta here in inning number 5. A swinging bunt. John will have to hurry, and he'll put it in his pocket.
And that was a wise choice by John Lieber, because he wasn't going to get him going down the line.
So an infield hit for Andrew Jones on an opening day. It's always great to see the heads of Tribune Broadcasting at the game. Dennis Fitzsimons on the right and Jim Dowdle on the left. A chilly, frosty day at the ballpark. 39 degrees at opening pitch. And we hope you're warmer wherever you are. Now let's see how Atlanta plays it in the 5th with number 8 hitter Walt Weiss, the 4th switch hitter in Bobby Cox's batting order today.
You got Shane Andrews well in on the grass at third base. He's thinking that Weiss is going to try to bunt him over with a 3-run lead. I'm not sure that you bunt in front of the pitcher unless you're bunting for a hit.
Right through there for a strike. A bird's eye view from our WGN helicopter. Breezy day to be flying overhead, but beautiful camera shots. Directed by our senior producer and director of Cubs baseball, Arnie Harris, his 37th home opener here on WGN. And you have to wonder, is this the coldest? But it's pretty close, he says. 1-1 to Weiss.
Actually, it turned into a little better day than it could have been, as rains are expected later, and the Cubs are hoping they're way later.
Always great to see the stadium crew here. All the cameramen and women, the technical crew for our broadcasts at the ballpark. It's opening day for them as well, and we hope you're enjoying their efforts on this opening day in Chicago.
This Some nice pictures always coming out of Wrigley Field. Walt Weiss has always had good luck against John Lieber. And they play the outfield very shallow for him and play him around toward left center.
Big hole right side. The 2-1. Bounce toward Young. Can he turn it? Out at second one. On to first. It's not in time. Weiss beat the wrap. And there's one man out. Cubs haven't turned many double plays this year. In fact, they turned a grand total of 3 of them.
They had a good shot at this one. But Walt Weiss hustling down the line. Jones can't really do anything to Gutierrez to break it up. And from the scoreboard camera, we'll take a look at what was going to be a 6-4-3. Turns into just a 4-6 force-out.
So Millwood, a pretty good hitting pitcher, stands in. He shows bunt. Shane Andrews ready to shake his hand. The bunt back to Lieber. He thought about second, makes the smart play, takes the sure thing at first. Sacrifice 1-4 puts Weiss at second. 2 outs now for Veras. So Millwood is retired, and we'll take a peek, Stoney, at our upcoming schedule. It's brought to you by our friends at the new Pepsid AC.
After the off day tomorrow, it's games 2 and 3 with the Braves on Fox Sports Net Chicago at 1 o'clock. Back on WGN Friday and Saturday for the first of 4 games with the Marlins, starting with the leadoff man Friday at 2 and Saturday at 1 o'clock. We have all 4 games with the Marlins on WGN.
Here's Kilvio Veras. He's driven home 2 runs on the year. Shouldn't do it with that play. Young fields, flips to first, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We're halfway home here at Wrigley Field. Time for the Cubs bats to come to life. It's 3-0 Braves.
It's happening again.
Where's it centered?
I got it. It's centered on Elwood Drive.
Go! Back. Ultimately's back.
2.7.
Yeah.
2.9.
Oh, I'm feeling it. Go! Go! Yeah! Oh!
I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. Yeah!
Geico Direct. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hey, grab me a Bud Light. Oh, no. Would you look at that? There's only one left. Really? Sorry, buddy. What are you doing? You all done? Oh, yeah.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
I've got an idea.
Make it a Bud Light. Presenting the ultimate tire for your sport utility vehicle. The Michelin LTX. Michelin's technological advances in sidewall and tread design give it a smoother, quieter ride than you might ever expect from a 4x4 tire. Yet it's rugged enough, tough enough, Michelin enough to get you through anything. The LTX series from Michelin.
A love story from both points of view.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
He said, she said.
Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
Nicolas Cage. We got a bogey fast mover. Sean Young.
Turning inbound.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Have you engaged, over?
Firebird.
Thursday at 8 Eastern on WGN.
It's snowing at Wrigley Field. 3-0 is our score, and while we have a moment, let's step aside and check out what's coming up on WGN.
Before he saved Private Ryan, Tom Hanks had to save himself from a wacky little place called Suburbia. The Burbs, the big-ticket movie, tonight at 8 Eastern.
Well, in the snowfall, let's see if the Cubs, Stoney, can put together an avalanche of base hits. We haven't managed many, only 2 against Kevin Millwood today, and he's leading by 3.
Millwood has been dominant so far through 4, and the Cubs really aren't hitting the ball hard against him.
Henry couldn't catch up, and the count evens 1-1.
If Henry is going to break out of this, Chip, he's got to start swinging at strikes. He's been swinging at high fastballs and low breaking balls since the season started, and I know he's just over anxious.
Well, a dubious mark that the Cubs have right now in the National League strikeout totals. They have the number 1, number 2, and number 3 hitters with the highest strikeout totals in the league. Rodriguez, Shane Andrews, and Sammy Sosa. And that's one reason why this offense has sputtered from time to time. If those three guys aren't producing with some sort of consistency, this offense won't produce consistently. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Off his thumbs and overhead. Last year, Henry started slowly as well. He rallied to have a fine year for the Cubs. He had 2 home runs and 8 RBIs in the first 23 games of the year.
I'd like to send our best wishes on a speedy recovery to Rose Marks. A little under the weather and couldn't be here today.
The payoff pitch. Swung on, hit a mile high in the air to right. Back goes Reggie Sanders. It'll die in the well, and there's out number 1.
Well, that's a good sign, though, because Henry hit that ball awfully hard. And with the wind blowing in from right field, that ball got to about the track, and that was it. This is what Henry really wants. He wants a fastball down and on the inner portion. That's exactly what he got, and just missed hitting it out.
So 1 away in the Cubs' 5th, and our third baseman Shane Andrews will stand in. Shane was absolutely disconsolate after the game in Cincinnati yesterday. An errant throw on the bunt attempt by the Reds. Felt terrible about it. And hopefully a couple of knocks and a Cub win will put him in a better frame of mind today. Corked toward the Atlanta dugout.
Chip, you can't do anything about the physical errors because they happen to everybody. Even the guys with gold gloves, as we saw in the Cincinnati series with Pokey Reese. But you have to get the team back to a good thought process about winning on a daily basis. I think Don Baylor's trying to do just that.
Millwood paints the outside corner. It's 1-2. Jeff Jenkins has homered for Milwaukee. Jeremy Burnitz has driven home 2. The Brewers lead the Marlins 4-1 in the 4th at County Stadium. There's the off-speed pitch, and it's rolled to Chipper Jones. Easy play. He makes it. 2 men down. As always, we invite you to send your email questions to us here in our WGN broadcast booth. The address, CubsTV@chicagosports.com. And Brad from Fort Wayne, Indiana, had a question today. Why do some of the major league teams like the Cubs have a day off after their home opener? He noticed the Cardinals did it last week, and the Cubs will have an off day tomorrow to play Atlanta on Wednesday and Thursday.
Well, that's your auxiliary day in case you have your opening day rained out or snowed out. Then you can back it up with a game the next day. And so in the areas where inclement weather might strike, they like to give you that backup day so that you can get in your opening day.
For baseball and baseball teams really do not like doubleheaders. The 0-2 to Damon Buford. He goes down on strikes, and Millwood just continues to mow us down. He's retired 5 on strikes. He's got a 2-hitter working on opening day at Wrigley Field.
I said, listen, it'll never last.
Want to get away?
Fly Southwest Airlines coast to coast for $99 or less when you purchase tickets by May 3rd and travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
You are now free to move about the country.
Paging Dr. Norris. Dr. Norris.
When lives are on the line, you rely on the specialized training and expertise of real professionals. People who use the tools at their disposal to find out what's wrong and fix it. But even with years of experience, it's not always easy. Appearances can be deceiving. Because even though this isn't a hospital, this is a surgeon. He just operates on cars.
Paging Dr. Norris. Your car is ready.
CarQuest, the professional choice.
You are cordially invited to take the Pepsi Challenge.
This summer, we're inviting everyone in America to step up to the plate and take the Pepsi Challenge.
I'm tired. Are we done yet?
Come on, Junior, I'm just getting warmed up.
So take the Pepsi Challenge and let your taste decide.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Stoney, that might be the ultimate skybox. A little cold for my liking, but it's a pretty good seat. A real bird's eye view as the Braves lead 3-0. There's our WGN-TV sales force out in force on opening day here at the ballpark. Look at all those hearty souls having some hot chocolate on this 39-degree Monday afternoon in Chicago. But spring right around the corner as far as the temperatures are concerned. You see the leaves starting to pop out, flowers blooming a bit outside the ballpark, and before too long, even that beautiful lush green ivy will be popping its buds on the vines on the Wrigley Field outfield walls. Here we go to the 6th. Atlanta looking to add to a 3-run lead. It's been a very economical game for both pitchers. The hitters not wanting to spend a whole lot of time in that batter's box.
Most of the hitters swinging very early in the count as they don't want to get the Lieber slider or Millwood's good curveball. Sanders' best year, probably 1995. 306, 28 homers, 99 driven in for the Reds.
How many games lined out of play?
Well, that year he got in 133 of them. And the most he's ever played, 138. So physically, he's been off and on that disabled list quite a bit.
Well, I would think the Braves would be glad to get 130 games out of him if he's that productive. And then with Veras and Furcal, the speedsters atop the batting order. They will have an ability to create offense in the postseason, assuming, of course, they get there, which has been a problem for them. They've never been able to create many runs when the opposing teams have shut them down in the postseason.
There's a look at a very happy man, always has a smile on his face. And with 4 home runs and 11 runs batted in already, you can understand it. He's also just happy to be healthy, back in the big leagues at 38 years old. He doesn't seem to have lost anything. He's played well defensively, and in the clubhouse, you can't measure his contribution to this baseball team. He gave everybody a lift just by walking into spring training, a healthy man.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Sanders, who doubled and scored ahead of the Galarraga homer. And that time Lieber blows him away, and John records his 3rd strikeout.
When you're looking for the slider and get the fastball, you're going to swing tardy, and that's exactly what happened with Sanders. Lieber threw him a good fastball away and struck him out.
Here's one of the villains for the Braves today, Chipper Jones, a solo home run with 2 outs in the 1st.
I think he helped us out in the 4th inning by trying to bunt, and fortunately did not get on before the Galarraga home run.
2 balls, no strikes. What a playoff series this guy had against the New York Mets, and what a couple of series he had against them in the season's final 2 weeks.
That's how you win MVPs, not the playoffs, because the votes are cast before the playoffs. But a well-deserved award last year.
1-hop rocket that finds EY's glove. Good play, 2 down.
Cute. John Lieber tried to get inside on Andres Galarraga. Didn't quite get it there, and the big cat dropped the head of the bat on it and took it way back on the Waveland.
So Galarraga bats again. This man has been very, very open in his admiration for Don Baylor, and why not? When Galarraga was a member of the St. Louis Cardinals, it was Don Baylor who suggested that Galarraga open up his batting stance.
Well, he was
and ever since that happened, He's hit everything.
He was closing himself off and looking at the pitcher with one eye and getting jammed all the time.
A roller toward third. It's a fair ball. And toward our bullpen. Galarraga rounds first. He's on his way to second. And there he'll stand with a 2-out double. Galarraga's amazing story continues. A 2-run homer. Now a 2-out double. And Bobby Bonilla will be the batter.
Galarraga now hitting comfortably over 300 as we watch him take one down the line. Shane Andrews can't get to it. It bounces just on the line. Jerry Meals on the call. And as this one flattens out and goes into the bullpen, Galarraga winds up at second. So now you have to navigate yourself around Bobby Bonilla, who's off to a red-hot start, but hasn't done much with John Lieber today.
He's popped out twice. But Bonilla yesterday hit a home run, drove in 3 runs, the first time he'd driven in that many men in a single game since 1998.
You know, back to Galarraga, it was not only that Don Baylor helped turn his career around in St. Louis, but then Baylor got the job in Colorado and insisted they bring the big cat to Colorado, where he really started to bloom. That's where his career was resurrected after some good early years with the Montreal Expos. He put some prodigious numbers on the board as a member of the Colorado Rockies.
His last 2 years, 47 homers and 150 RBIs. 41 and 140 in his final season in Colorado. He loved being a part of the Blake Street Bombers. Braves fail to score in the 6th. It's 3-0 Atlanta.
There's a lot more to working at AutoZone than looking up parts or ringing up sales. And it has to do with taking pride in taking care of customers. Like testing an old part before selling a new one. Or simply having what they need when they need it. In other words, it's about taking care of people who take care of cars. And that's what we do best at AutoZone.
When I got rejected from an Eastern college, it hit me big. Was it my SAT scores? My average grade average? My looks? That's history. I just won the Mega $1 Million big game. I hit it big. And I'm giving a chunk of it to my beloved alma mater right here in Illinois.
Something big you'd like to do? Play the Mega $1 Million big game from the Illinois Lottery. You could hit it big.
Oh, to that school back east? We're talking huge chunk.
Anytime, any place, anywhere. MacGyver makes it happen.
Sounds like an interesting guy.
Weeknights at 11 Eastern.
You got that straight.
Book 'em, Dano. Well, here we go again.
Hawaii 5-0, weekdays at 12 Eastern, 11 Central on WGN.
I like it.
Well, I know you're a big horticulturalist, Stoney. You could probably tell me what kind of flowers those are.
That's my middle name, Stephen H. Stone. I can tell you they're cold flowers, and that's the reason you're my partner, because of your dad, Skip Carey, low these many years with the Atlanta Braves, and he's had the pleasure recently of calling some very good baseball teams.
They have been outstanding. The Braves in the postseason just about every year since 1991.
But you know, he suffered through some very bad ball clubs and some very tough years.
People forget that. In the 70s, the early 80s, Joe Torre came under terrific circumstances after Bobby Cox had rebuilt that ball club, managed them to 3 very good years. Then more of the dark ages, and the Braves in 91 went from worst to first and played in one of the most exciting World Series in history in 1991 against Andy MacPhail's Minnesota Twins. And since then, the Braves have had an unbelievable decade of excellence in the South.
That was when neither team lost a home game, neither team won a road game. And the 7th was in Minnesota. And there is a look at a real good manager and a man who was a pretty good GM in his day, Bobby Cox.
Joe Girardi skies that one to center, and Andrew Jones will put that in his back pocket. 1 man down in the 6th, and John Lieber bats for himself here. Cubs fans, plenty of good seats are still available for games throughout this season, and Wrigley Field's a great place to spend your summer. So mark your calendars now. For group or season tickets, call 773-404-CUBS. Individual tickets, stop by the box office here at the ballpark. Any Ticketmaster Ticket Center or call 312-831-CUBS. There are seats available for the Wednesday and Thursday games against these Atlanta Braves. Then the young Florida Marlins come a-calling over the weekend, a 4-game series. And those Floridas are putting together a pretty good pitching staff down in Miami.
Good pitching staff, and Preston Wilson, who's done a great job for them. Cliff Floyd, a Chicago area product, has been healthy this year. When he's healthy, he's a destructive force in the middle of that lineup, and they are much improved.
The 2-0 to John Lieber is in for a strike, and they're also coming back in Milwaukee. They're down now 4-3. Brewers batting in the bottom half of the 5th.
I think it's a little chilly up there today.
A little bit. And Colorado at home leading Cincinnati 1-0 at Coors Field.
That'll probably hold up.
Well, the wind might be blowing in. It is only the 2nd inning, however. 3-2 to Lieber. Happy birthday today to our WGN cameraman, Mark Clausen's lovely wife, Julie Beal Clausen, today. And Lieber ropes a shot into right center field. Can Jones cut it off? Yes, he can. Long single for Lieber, only the 3rd of the day for the Cubs, but it's a 6th inning start.
Well, you see a problem that the Cubs have, and that is, Chip, that the 2 legitimate base hits were by the left-hand hitter. Sammy got a hit, but it was kind of a gift on a base ground ball up the middle. But John Lieber hits his ball right on the button, 3-2, looking fastball. And Mark Grace and John Lieber both single to center, but the Cubs don't have a lot of left-hand batters to face a tough right-hand pitcher in Kevin Millwood, and he's just mowed his way through the right-hand hitting Cub lineup. Maybe the 3rd time around will be the charm.
Top of the order now, and Eric Young. He's fly to center and struck out swinging. Lieber will put on the parka over at first base, and who can blame him? I want to wish a happy 49th birthday to Martin Otterson, watching the game today on WGN. So here's EY. A 3-game hitting streak on the line today, and the big breaking ball from Millwood is in for a strike. Can this guy, Kevin Millwood, take over the mantle that John Smoltz held for the Atlanta Braves?
He can certainly be a workhorse and give them 200-plus innings. He's going to probably throw 240 this year.
Young bunts, but it's foul, 0-2.
As far as the mastery that John Smoltz had in the postseason, I think that comes with age, and Millwood's still a relatively young pitcher, but you put together the kind of year that he had last year, and that can't help but buoy your confidence. And you have a guy sitting next to you on the bench, Greg Maddux, and he can certainly help you think your way through games.
Young pulls that through the whole left side for a base hit, so the Cubs got something cooking here in the 6th. Consecutive hits by Lieber and Young, and now Ricky Gutierrez will stand in. So the 3rd time through is starting to become the charm.
Good piece of hitting by Eric Young. Millwood tried to get this ball inside. And with Walt Weiss playing up the middle, perhaps looking for 2, EY was able to take it through the left side.
So let's see if Ricky can make some positive contact here. He struck out twice and carries a 5-game hitting streak into the game today. Critical juncture in the game, tying run in the batter's box potentially for the Cubs. Ball 1 outside. They're starting to stir in the Atlanta pen. I think it might be they're just standing up to stomp their feet and get warm down there.
Kevin Millwood right at the 80 pitch mark.
81 misses, and now Lopez with a conversation. Sosa's waiting on deck.
Javier Lopez goes out there to try to settle him down. Very good hitter's pitch for Ricky Gutierrez. And it could be the fact that Millwood has never won in this ballpark. That starts to weigh on your mind.
He has a lifetime ERA over 7 here, as a matter of fact. 2 balls, no strikes to Ricky Gutierrez. Lieber at second. Eric Young at first.
I think the Braves will now get the bullpen to work.
And on a play foul. It's 2-2.
The pitch is starting to mount up, and by the time Millwood works his way through this inning, he's going to be knocking at the door of 100 pitches. You see Bruce Chen, who is slated to be a starter on this team, now working out of the bullpen. He's getting loose. And they'll get a right-hander up also.
Is that our old pal Greg McMichael? It might be. The 2-2 is high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, it's Rivera.
Luis Rivera. Hard throwing right-hander.
That's the only kind they have, it seems. The 3-2 with 2 on. Back up the middle. Base hit to center field. Lieber will be held. The Cubs with 3 straight hits have them loaded now for Sammy Sosa.
Things a little different this time through the order, and the Cubs have them at every base. And now Leo Mazzoni out to talk with Kevin Millwood. Good piece of hitting by Gutierrez, taking it right back up the middle. And with Sammy coming up, Gene Glenn doesn't want to gamble with John Lieber. So you keep him right there and give Sammy a chance to get the Cubs back in the ball game.
So 3 straight 6th inning hits sets the table for Sammy Sosa with 3 lifetime grand slams. It's a 3-0 Atlanta game, and nothing would warm these fans like a long ball here from Sosa.
They're waiting for Sammy to hit the ball over the wall.
Braves play double play depth. There is 1 man out. Ball 1 high. Hit. Would score 1, probably 2. A walk would mean a run.
Millwood has fallen behind for the first time. With the bases loaded, Sammy's, along with his mates, have been struggling.
1 swing could change that, though. And a good rip. And it's into the seats.
Well, yesterday the Cubs had a big lead, only to see the home team come back and get them. This would be a great comeback for the Cubs if they can first tie it and then go ahead of this Brave team. Last year they handled the Braves very well. Here with the bases loaded, doesn't look like much, but Sammy's come back a long way. It was in the 140s at one point.
A ball and a strike. Just missed. Ooh, Millwood really wanted that pitch, but he didn't get it. Now Sammy in the driver's seat. 2 balls and a strike. Bobby Cox thought that one was good enough. They play Sosa around toward right in center field. Big gap in the left center field alley. The 2-1. Nowhere near. 3-1 the count with Grace on deck.
Kevin Millwood has seen the wheels come off the cart in a hurry here. After retiring Girardi, he was sailing right along, but John Lieber, helping himself, singled the first of 3.
Yeah, John saying, hey guys, it's not that hard. So Sammy can pick a pitch and pick a zone here. The 3-1.
He was leaving nothing to the imagination there. He took a good, healthy rip at a high fastball and fouled it straight back. Andrew Jones could be one of the more shallow playing center fielders in all the game of baseball, even for Sammy, who has prodigious power. Jones plays a very shallow center, thinking that he can go back and run down anything. Sammy might put that to the test.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Biggest pitch of the game for Millwood right here. It's on the way. Back up the middle. Double play ball. Funny hop. 4 to 6 to 3. And the inning is over. 3 straight hits by the Cubs, and we wrap into a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. Millwood pitches out of a big 6th inning mess. It's still 3-0 Atlanta the lead.
Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN is brought to you by Pepsi, the joy of cola.
Taxi! Taxi! 59th Street video, please?
Oh, you gotta get the episode 1 video. Wait till you see the pod racing scene. Young Skywalker's racing for freedom. This is where the video kicks butt. He goes into overdrive. He never stops for anything. Never stops for... Well, you gotta see it for yourselves. From the big screen to your screen, buy the Star Wars Episode 1 video, some Pepsi, Tostitos tortilla chips, and get $3 back. Oh, joy!
You ready? You want this? Go get it! It's gotta be the dog chow. Dog chow is packed with everything your dog needs to build and rejuvenate strong muscles, so he can keep on amazing you day after day. Purina Dog Chow brand.
The new Pro Start Plus battery from Pep Boys. Every size, every battery, one great price, $39.99. And in 16 sizes, Pro Start Plus fits almost all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs at just $39.99.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
Years ago, I got mono, just when my French class was off to France. Left me behind. That hit me big. Everybody brought me back something. Everybody but Tom. He brought back Michelle. Well, I just won the big game. I hit it big. Mega Millions. And that class is going back to France on me.
Something big you'd like to do? Play the Mega $1 Million big game from the Illinois Lottery. You could hit it big.
Oh, Tom, your invitation, as they say, is in the mail. Au revoir.
I guess I could kiss heaven goodbye, because it got to be a sin to look this good.
It's the Fresh Prince, 5 days a week at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central on WGN.
Well, all eyes in the Central Division, certainly on Sammy Sosa this season. The Cubs got 3 straight hits, but the inning-ending double play by Sosa.
And watch how he works it. He tries keeping the ball away. He wants to stay there, doesn't get that call. Everything away from Sammy. Then he gets one out over the plate somewhat, and he gets him out away. The double play, good play at second base by Veras, and Weiss turns it. But that one looked easier than it was because it took a funny hop. Veras stayed with it, and Millwood and the Braves get out of a very difficult inning.
But at least the Cubs know now they can get to Millwood a little bit, so hopefully John will have his good stuff. Lopez rips a shot over Sammy's head. Big turnaround first. The throw back is not in time. Oh, thought Grace got the tag down before Lopez got back to first.
That's one of the longest singles you'll see. Sammy gets fooled by this ball. Doesn't take off right away, and the ball goes over his head. But he makes a good recovery, gets it back in, and it looks like he's going to pick up an assist. Mark Grace putting the tag on, and I think that Larry Young was screened out, Chip. He was out at first base. Larry Young just screened out. He got him before his foot got to the bag, but the angle that Young was at, he couldn't see the tag.
So the umpire unable to make the proper call. That's twice in as many days that a call has gone against the Cubs. And Lopez with a long leadoff single is aboard here in the 7th. Andrew Jones will be the batter now for the Braves.
The break the Cubs got was that one didn't hit the angle and carry him into the well.
Yeah, that would have been extra bases for sure. And Andrew Jones skies that one down the right field line. A long run for Sammy, and look at the wind push that into the seats. We're not getting too many breaks here to start this season, but you got to make some yourself.
Well, Mark Grace and a few of his teammates felt that the Cubs outplayed the Reds in that series. Unfortunately, losing 2 out of 3. And the good teams wait around because the breaks do even out. And the good teams win those games.
Maybe a double play ball here. Nope, Shane bobbled it. And that costs us any chance at all. Andrew Jones can really run. The Cubs unable to turn 2 double plays today. Hopefully it won't come back to haunt us. There is, however, 1 man out.
Andrews has a shot, but if you're going to make this play, you got to do it cleanly. And with Jones going down the line, you have no chance whatsoever.
But we get the leading base runner, and Walt Weiss, the number 8 hitter for Atlanta, is going to stand in. He is 0 for 2.
Now you have to watch Jones very carefully at first base.
Jones has not yet attempted a stolen base this year for Atlanta, but he can really, really run. And it's a much different Atlanta team.
He stole 24 last year. And he's got a huge lead off first.
Not going. The pitch low, 1 ball, no strikes. You think about Rafael Furcal, who stole 96 bases in the minor leagues for Atlanta last year. He's a 19-year-old infielder who will play second and short. We might see him start 1 game in this series. You have Sanders, you have Veras, you have Andrew Jones. I mean, this is an Atlanta team that has plenty of speed to go along with the pop in the middle of the order, with Galarraga, with Chipper Jones, with Brian Jordan, who's not here. Andrew Jones can hit you 20 home runs as well. Much more balanced Atlanta team than we've seen in years past. Up the middle. It hits the base. Can you believe it? And heading to third is Andrew Jones.
That's a double play if it just takes a regular hop. And it hits second base perfectly for the Braves, terribly for the Cubs, and turns into a base hit. Well, eventually, the brakes are going to have to turn around. This one back up the middle. It looks like a tailor-made 2 until right here. And Gutierrez sees it just bound to his right. Heads up base running by Andrew Jones, and runners at the corners with only 1 out. Now you have to watch the push bunt up the right side.
First and third, 1 out for Millwood. He got the bunt down. And Grace will throw to first in time to retire the Atlanta pitcher. It's a sacrifice. Moving to second is Weiss. 3-4 on the put out. So back to the top we go, and Kilvio Veras. Can you believe the bounces we've seen?
Well, if you get out of this inning, consider yourself lucky. And the Cubs got to Millwood last inning, just couldn't seal the deal. But maybe this inning will be better. But first, if you want any chance in this one, you have to retire Veras, who hasn't had the ball out of the infield yet.
Second and third. Huge spot in the game for John Lieber. Would give the team a big, big lift if he could put a goose egg up there for Atlanta. The Braves have outscored us 3-0. They've outhit us 7-5. And they've gotten every single break in this game to this point.
Well, they're playing Veras awfully shallow, Chip. And this guy hit 6 home runs last year. I know he's not a power hitter, but they are playing very close in the outfield. And, of course, you have to play in at the corners. Veras has tremendous speed.
2-0. Fouled off Joe Girardi's foot. 2 balls and a strike. Approaching 3 o'clock in Chicago. Game 1 of the home schedule. The North American home schedule, that is. The Cubs had their season home opener under a dome on artificial turf in Japan. First and only time that's ever going to happen.
It set an all-time record for attendance. 55,000 opening day.
The stretch by John now. The 2-1 is hit toward the shortstop. Ricky has it. Make a good strong throw. He did. And the inning is over. Time for our first 7th inning stretch of the new century. Let's welcome Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks, and longtime equipment and clubhouse manager Yosh Kawano, a special guest for our 7th inning stretch.
And Yosh Kawano.
In the year 00, please welcome my friend Yosh Kawano. Let's go! A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Come on! Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, so we root for the Cubs. If we don't win, it's a shame. Come on! Oh, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out in the old ball game.
This portion of Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN is brought to you by CarQuest Auto Parts. You'll find it at CarQuest.
You've been working hard all day, and now it's time to kick back and reach for a cool one. York Peppermint Patty. Get this in there.
Yeah, I think Chippy's out there with a string on his back. If he has any trouble at all at the pitch count that he's at, they're going to take him out of the ball game. He's going to make his 94th pitch to Mark Grace right here.
Gracie took it for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. 3 o'clock straight up here in Chicago. Let's hope it becomes high noon for that man, Kevin Millwood. He's pitched to Jim today, but Atlanta has gotten every break. Outside, 3-1 the count.
Millwood falling behind consistently, and that's not his game. When he's right, he's very rarely behind.
Right through there, it's a full count. 3-2 now. Grace Rodriguez and Shane Andrews scheduled to hit here in the 7th. Still time left in this game, but we got to cash in what few scoring opportunities we get, and have got. Gracie over the top, rolls it to the big cat, and there's out number 1. Grace 1-4-3 here in the 7th inning. Before Henry Rodriguez bats, let's pause quickly for station identification.
This is WGN, entertaining America.
With Stephen, the horticulturalist Stone, Chip Carey from frigid Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois. Glad you're with us this afternoon. Unfortunately, that man has seen his former team, the Atlanta Braves, hit a couple of home runs and lead by 3. Henry bats for the 3rd time today. Had a real good swing last time. Drove the ball deep into the corner and right, but Reggie Sanders put it away. 4-0-for-2 day for Rodriguez. Another high fly ball. This one to right center field, but Andrew Jones gobbles up real estate like a lawnmower out there. 2 down.
Good communication between Sanders and Jones. Sanders peeled off when Andrew Jones called for it, and the center fielder will tell the cornerman what he can get. And in the case of Jones, he takes him alley to alley and probably has as much range as anybody in baseball, maybe more.
So 2 up, 2 down. Shane Andrews stands in, and he looks at a ball downstairs. Want to thank our senior producer director, Arnie Harris, again his 37th year with WGN and the Cubs. Cubs baseball on WGN, produced by Pete Toma. Mark Brady's our associate producer. The executive producer of WGN Sports is Bob Vorwald. Want to thank as well our WGN graphics operator, Mark Stencil, and wish him a happy birthday tomorrow. Mark will get the day off as we'll be on Fox Sports Net Chicago. 1-2 to Shane.
Just a little life left on the fastball. He threw that one out away from Andrews and threw it by him.
Well, he's pitching as if he wants to make a positive last impression. Shane laid off, and the count evens at 2-2. Minnesota's tied Kansas City now, 3-3 in the bottom of inning number 6 in the American League. Colorado still leads the Reds 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd, and Milwaukee's lead 4-3 over the Marlins in the top of the 6th at County Stadium. Here it's 3-0 Atlanta. As you see, bases empty in the 7th for the Cubs, 2 out.
Millwood's starting to get under his fastball. That's why everything is staying up high. And when he does that, usually you can get to him. But I think this is probably going to be it for him, judging by his pitch count.
Shane Andrews draws the 2-out walk. First walk of the day given up by Kevin Millwood by either pitcher.
Well, now Chipper Jones comes to talk with Millwood. That's on instructions from the dugout. They want to kill some time, make sure that bullpen is good and loose. And they're probably going to give him one more hitter.
Damon Buford is that hitter. He's bounced to first with the pitcher covering, and he went down on strikes in the 5th. Breaking ball still very sharp. It's 0-1.
Cub bullpen now up and working, and it's Mark Guthrie.
What a job he did in Cincinnati 2 days ago.
It's the best he's thrown the ball in quite some time. It a tremendous sinker.
Toward the left side, Weiss surrounds. He'll have to hurry. Buford runs well, and he beats the wrap. Infield hit for Damon Buford.
One thing you can't do, and the infielders will tell you that with the heavy grass here, it's hard to play back, because anybody with speed, if they don't hit the ball hard, it's going to be tough to get him. And Buford runs very well. Weiss does everything he can do, but the ball just dies in the grass, and Damon beats the play at first. After 3 hits yesterday, he's got his first hit today, and the Cubs have the tying run up in the person of Joe Girardi.
And how about a happy homecoming for Joe? Wanted to play back home with the Chicago Cubs. A chance to be a hero here in the 7th inning. 2 on, 2 out. And low, ball 1. John Lieber is on deck. But if Girardi reaches, Don Baylor will go to his bench. That one right through there. Glenn Allen Hill got the start yesterday, and he hit a long home run in Cincinnati. He might be called upon to pinch hit here in the late innings.
Not only the home run, but the first 2 times up, he hit line drive rockets to right field, and then pulled one out of the park.
I was going to say he was itching to get back into action, and he showed it. Blowing away. You look at what happened to the Cubs in Japan. It would have been real nice to have Glenn Allen Hill's bat on the bench for that second game against the Mets, and in St. Louis as well. Two on, 2 out. 2 balls and a strike to Joe. That just caught the corner. Girardi didn't like the call from Larry Young, the former American League umpire. Let's check it out. Was it good enough?
From the Southwest Airlines Plainview camera, take a look at a fastball that Larry Young thought was on the outside corner.
Two. Change up. Got him. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 2 more left. Through 7, Kevin Millwood continues to mesmerize and live by the faintest of margins. It's 3-0 Braves.
You are cordially invited to take the Pepsi Challenge.
This summer, we're inviting everyone in America to step up to the plate and take the Pepsi Challenge.
I'm tired. Are we done yet?
Come on, Junior, I'm just getting warmed up.
So take the Pepsi Challenge and let your taste decide.
The new Pro Start Plus battery from Pep Boys. Every size, every battery, one great price, $39.99. And in 16 sizes, Pro Start Plus fits almost all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs at just $39.99.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
Hey, Annie Matthews. What's on your plate today?
Today's going to be great, but really busy. 10, maybe 15 cuts.
Lunch is here, Annie.
I'll probably grab a quick bite when I can.
Annie, your 2 o'clock's here.
And maybe get heartburn. I used to think Tums if I'd already eaten. Not anymore.
You can take Pepsid AC whenever you need it. Pepsid AC controls heartburn before, during, or even after you eat.
Of course I can take you.
No matter what's on your plate, today should be heartburn-free with Pepsid AC.
He's all heart. Well, he's a lot of ears, but the rest of him is all heart.
He does movies. He does sports. He's the best entertainer in the world. He's larger than life.
When you shake his hand, you get a sense that he's no different than you or me, which is actually kind of weird, because you're shaking a glove with only 3 fingers.
I have a tattoo of him, and no, I'm not going to show you where it is.
Whoa! I have a bedspread with pictures of him all over. What? You might want to cut that.
The Big Ticket Movies, 7 nights a week on WGN.
Kevin Millwood firing a 6-hit shutout at the Cubs today. It's 3-0 after 7. And it's been a tough couple of days for the Cubs. First of all, the Cincinnati comeback yesterday, but a couple of tough calls against us by the men in blue.
But Girardi got thrown from the game on this one. And then the tag applied, but no call made. But no harm came to that, and Girardi not being at second base was a big play in yesterday's game. But again, Chip, all those calls and everything else, I mean, it sounds fairly naive, but it's not. They do even out. You will get the breaks, and they usually come when you're playing your best baseball. It's just what happens in this game.
And being honest, the Cubs have not played real great baseball here in the first week of this season. And we'll have to come back and beat a very good Atlanta team today, as John Lieber's given the bullpen a lift, given the starting rotation a lift with 7 solid innings. Only 2 mistakes made by John, but unfortunately they cost him. Home runs to Chipper Jones and the amazing Andres Galarraga.
John has worked quickly, and for the most part, he stayed ahead. I didn't think the pitch to Jones was a bad pitch. Chipper just went down and got a fastball out away. The pitch to Galarraga had too much of the plate, and the offense has not been John Lieber's best friend today.
2 quick strikes to Reggie Sanders. That one popped up on the infield. Who wants it? Shane Andrews calls everybody off, and there's out number 1 in the 8th. So Sanders, 1 for 4, sends Chipper Jones to the dish. Jones 1 for 3 with a solo home run, as we mentioned, back in the first. It'll be interesting to see Bobby Cox's strategy to close out this ball game. Kerry Lightenberg has been perfect. He's 2 for 2 in saves. Mike Remlinger has been terrific down there too. Of course, the Braves do not have John Rocker. They don't have Rudy Cienez.
That's a man who's handled his pen pretty well over the years, and he got a remarkable year out of Mark Remlinger last year. Mike Remlinger. The last 2 MVPs, you're very familiar with the man on the left, and Chipper Jones had a magnificent year last year.
On the inside corner, 2 balls and a strike.
Remlinger at 10-1 with an ERA of 2.37. Came over from the Cincinnati Reds, and what a year he had out of the bullpen.
Strike 2. There's that changeup. It's even 2-2. Yeah, that was the Denny Nagel trade. It sent Brent Boone and Remlinger to Atlanta for Rob Bell, Denny Nagel. Boy, Rob Bell was sure impressive for Cincinnati as he made his big league debut against us back at Synergy Field. Boy, if he can keep pitching like he did, he's got a chance to be a good one for a long time. $38,655 the attendance at the ballpark today. The 2-2 to Chipper is pulled toward Eric Young. 2 men out here in the Atlanta 8th.
If you develop a good, solid organization where you have some pitching talent, you can trade them to get anybody you want. And that's what the Braves have done. Now, Millwood came up through the system, but they kept him around. And yet they traded some pretty good pitchers to get key parts of their ball club. We talked about Rob Bell being traded to Cincinnati. We have Ruben Quevedo, who's going to be a good one, along with our minor league system, which has been developed. You add some pieces from other organizations, and that's how you make a minor league system work for you. Not only do you bring them up through your system and let them play for your team, but you can trade some away.
Well, the Braves sure have traded a lot of talented prospects away, but they've also been smart enough that when they needed to, they'll bring one back. In fact, they've brought Steve Avery back. He's working in the minor leagues for them now, trying to regain his strength, regain his velocity, and his mechanics. As Galarraga goes down on strikes, and the Braves are hoping he might be back by the middle of the summer. John Lieber, a 1-2-3/8, looks real good. Well, 2 innings in a row, the Cubs have had chances to score. Let's see if we can break through in the 8th.
Introducing the new 72-month Pro Start Plus battery from Pep Boys. Every size, every battery, one great price, $39.99. The new Pro Start Plus battery comes in 16 sizes to fit almost all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs on the road today. And at just $39.99, it's sized to fit your budget, too. Throw in our 18-month free replacement, and you'll have every reason to buy a $39.99 Pro Start Plus battery from
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
You are cordially invited to take the Pepsi Challenge.
This summer, we're inviting everyone in America to step up to the plate and take the Pepsi Challenge.
I'm tired. Are we done yet?
Come on, Junior, I'm just getting warmed up.
So take the Pepsi Challenge and let your taste decide.
Who's asking about Viagra? Someone you might expect, and also someone that maybe you wouldn't. In fact, you may be surprised at who's talking to their doctors about Viagra. So ask your doctor if a free trial of Viagra is right for you. Who's asking about Viagra? Maybe it should be you.
A group of small-town women learn the power of friendship. Steel Magnolias, Tuesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
A love story from both points of view.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
He said, she said.
Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
It's 3-0 in favor of the Braves as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The pitcher spot is due up first. Couple of changes to tell you about, but first, while we have a chance, let's step aside and check out what's coming up on WGN.
He's a troubleshooter, a detective, and a science teacher all rolled into one. And he's about to begin his next impossible mission. Catch MacGyver tonight at 11 Eastern on WGN.
A cloudy, blustery day at the ballpark. Mike Remlinger has come on to pitch for Atlanta. Roosevelt Brown was announced as the Cub pinch hitter. Now he's been lifted. And it'll be infielder Jose Nieves who will lead things off in the pitcher spot in the bottom of the 8th inning.
And you see what management will do. A good manager. He sent Millwood out to the mound, so Don Baylor had to send up and announce Roosevelt Brown. Then he goes out and takes Millwood out of the game, brings in Remlinger. So now you take down Brown and you put up Nieves. It doesn't seem like much, but in a close game, if you make that opposing manager burn a player and get no use out of him, usually works out pretty well for you. So Remlinger comes into this one, a 2.08 ERA on for the 4th time. We talked about the 10-1 record last year with an ERA in the low 3s, and he resurrected his career with the Braves last year.
Nice start for John Lieber today. 8 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 4 strikeouts, no walks, and 2 home runs today. Millwood, 7 innings, 6 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. So the 2 veteran right-handers threw very, very well today. Millwood a little bit better as he leads it by a score of 3-0. Pop foul and out of play. It's 0-2. Toughest job in baseball. Pinch hitting late in the game on a cold, cold day like today. And that's the task assigned to young Jose Nieves.
Remlinger had problems with his control with Cincinnati. There's anything stopped him. He's always had very good stuff. And he's been around a long time.
New 2-year contract for Remlinger. As Steve mentioned, had a great year last year. 10 wins, the most for a Braves reliever since Cecil Upshaw won 11 in 1971. And he can field his position too. 1 man down, bottom of the 8th.
Remlinger was a starter with Cincinnati in '98. He went 8-15. And he always threw hard. He would throw a lot of high fastballs and have some problems getting the breaking ball over the plate, although the breaking ball is terrific. But he's seen time with San Francisco, the New York Mets, the Cincinnati Reds, and last year hit it big with the Atlanta Braves.
He's left-handed, and that has certainly helped him get a couple of 2nd, 3rd, and 4th chances. Young tries to bunt, rolls it toward Chipper. Bare hand throw, low throw. The big cat can't dig it out. And EY with a bunt single aboard with 1 out here in the 8th inning. Chipper Jones did everything he could, but Young outran the baseball and has his second hit of the game.
Good bunt by Eric Young. This is in a perfect spot. Chipper Jones with a good bare-hand pickup. Not a good throw, and the Cat can't come up with it. So 2 for 4 for Young, and a chance for the Cubs to get on the board and close the gap.
Ken Griffey Jr. finally got number 400 today for the Cincinnati Reds. As Gutierrez stands in, he shows bunt, takes it back. Griffey has always hit well at Coors Field in Denver. That's not good news for the Rockies. He's the youngest man in baseball history to reach that lofty home run total. And he'll probably be in the mid-400s by season's end. One ball, one strike to Gutierrez, with Sammy squeezing the sawdust out of the bat in the on-deck circle. He ramped into the inning-ending double play with the sacks full back in the 6th. Good pitch. 1-2.
Bullpen is still up and going for the Braves.
The unmistakable sideburns of Kerry Lightenberg.
After what he went through, he's happy to be back in the big leagues and throwing well.
The 1-2. Just low. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lightenberg also had his elbow redone. And picked up a save throwing fastballs only the other day. He can throw the other pitches, but that's all he needed. Atlanta had a big lead. High throw, Young back safely. "3-0 Atlanta the lead, but the Cubs have threatened in each of the last 2 innings, and we're threatening again here in the 8th. The 2-2. Double play ball. 6-4. Weiss had trouble getting it out of his glove. And Atlanta gets the leading base runner.
I think being the first game here, all the infielders are finding out that this brand new infield grass is equally as slow as the former infield grass here, and they're waiting back and having a hard time with the ball slowing down getting to them. That looked like it was going to be 2, but the grass ate it up, and the Cubs have another out.
So it's up to Sammy to keep the 8th inning alive. Sammy 1 for 3. A couple of homers. He's driven home 5 on the year. And Remlinger delivers a quick strike. Here's a spot where, if you're Bobby Cox, you don't want to see it happen, but if Sammy hits it out of the ballpark, you still have the lead. The last thing he wants Remlinger to do in this spot, however, is put Sosa aboard with Grace, Rodriguez, and or Glenn Allen Hill waiting on deck. Or if Sammy homers, it's still a 1-run Atlanta lead.
That changeup by Remlinger has changed his career around. He couldn't get that over the plate consistently. Now it's become one of the strongest pitches in his arsenal.
And there's a big surprise. You go to Atlanta, if you can't throw it, you better be able to learn it from the guys on that staff. 2 balls and a strike. Beautiful day for a ball game, especially indoors. Look at that skybox across the street. Hope you all are having a good time over there. Beautiful Wrigley Field looks terrific today. The pitch. It's even now 2-2.
Another changeup, and Sammy was well out ahead of it. And wind has picked up considerably and now blowing straight in.
So hit one under radar, Mr. Sosa. The 2-2. He waved and missed it again. Another changeup from Remlinger. He worked an effective Eighth inning. No runs, one hit. Another Cub man is left on base. We've stranded 5 through 8. The Atlanta pitching staff has been terrific again today. Their bat's not too shabby either.
The Cubs on WGN are brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Log on for Southwest Airlines low fares at www.southwest.com, a symbol of e-freedom.
Omo.
Shakiki.
Omo.
Shakiki.
Ice fresh. Try it. Frelicious.
Oh, I didn't want mayo.
You don't have to sacrifice service to save money. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Thanks.
At Geico, we work 24 hours a day. Fortunately, we're equipped for the job. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Direct from AutoBuyTel.com. Thousands of cars, low upfront pricing, and free delivery. Auto financed by, auto insured by, auto delivered by. AutoBuyTel.com.
Michelin would like to remind you, there's only one safety feature on the road that actually touches the road. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Nicolas Cage.
We got a bogey fast mover.
Sean Young.
Just turning him back.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Have you engaged, over?
Firebirds.
Tuesday at 8 Eastern on WGN.
3-0 Atlanta after 8 at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Cubs fans, Sunday, May 7th. Wizards of the Coast is proud to introduce the newest baseball game, MLB Showdown 2000. The first 12,000 kids aged 13 and under attending the Cubs-Pirates game May 7th. Get an MLB Showdown 2000 card game from Wizards of the Coast. Stop by the Wizards of the Coast store at Woodfield Mall before May 2nd to enter for a chance to throw out the first pitch during that May 7th game.
Trinidad Hubbard getting his first at bat of the day, hitting .286. He came into the game defensively in left field.
And he'll face Mark Guthrie coming off a 2 2/3 inning, 5 strikeout performance against the Cincinnati Reds on April 8th.
Hubbard had to fight his way on this ball club. He was a non-roster player in spring training and showed him enough to earn a spot.
Swung through the breaking ball. 1-2. No baseball tomorrow. Then Wednesday, Thursday afternoon against these same Braves. Kyle Farnsworth against our old pal Terry Mulholland. Then Thursday, a couple of master craftsmen go to work. Kevin Tapani against Greg Maddux. Then we're back at it here on WGN for the Florida Marlins, a Friday afternoon game, a 2 o'clock start with the award-winning leadoff man program as the Cubs entertain the Billfish, a young team that stockpiled a lot of young arms. To the shortstop, Gutierrez sets and fires. Grace with a long stretch, and Trinidad Hubbard is out number 1 in the ninth. Javier Lopez, the batter now. He is 1 for 3.
As far as the Braves are concerned, this is a great man to have back. They really missed him the latter portion of last year.
Only because they had a great 1-2 punch with Lopez and Perez. And Eddie is Greg Maddox's personal catcher. But it appeared, Stoney, he really was worn down by the time the playoffs came, and he wasn't 100% healthy.
Well, he was banged up also, but they had very little choice. They tried to do what they could, but losing your number 1 catcher. And there is a scarcity of those around these days.
Lopez hits it a mile high into the stiff breeze. Damon Buford gallops in. 2 men down. Wally Joyner, also a new member of this Atlanta franchise, came over from the San Diego Padres. He was a big insurance policy for the Braves because they weren't sure that Andres Galarraga would be as good as he is right now.
Well, also, if Andres wears down, he is 38 years old, you can put Wally in there. He gives you a very good left-hand pinch hitter and a good glove man at first base, so he was a good addition to that team.
And he's happy to be playing at home. He resides in Stone Mountain, which is one of the northern suburbs of Atlanta. And there is the man of the hour, the big cat, Andres Galarraga. An amazing story for Atlanta. 44 homers in 1998. He might hit that many this year. He's ripped 4 already in the season's first 7 games. One ball, 1 strike to Atlanta center fielder Andrew Jones. Still plenty of gray in that hairline of the big cat. And plenty of power, too. Shane Andrews spun his wheels for a moment. Throws a strike to first. And Mark Guthrie, another effective 1-2-3 ninth inning. He is rounding into midseason form, and that's good news for the Cub pen. Last round at the bat rack for the Cubs. We need 3 to tie Atlanta.
Introducing the new 72-month Pro Start Plus battery from Pep Boys. Every size, every battery, one great price, $39.99. The new Pro Start Plus battery comes in 16 sizes to fit almost all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs on the road today. And at just $39.99, it's sized to fit your budget, too. Throw in our 18-month free replacement, and you'll have every reason to buy a $39.99 Pro Start Plus battery from
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
Grant Hill and Jerry Stackhouse know how to play on and off the court. Carla Overbeck took a year off at the height of her career to have a baby. Sammy Sosa has built an impressive home run resume, as well as a children's health clinic in his hometown. There's a time for sport and a time for life. Here's to those who know the difference.
Left, and Mark Grace to lead it off in the bottom of the 9th inning.
And the bullpen up and going for the Braves. Leitenberg, the right-hander. I'm not sure who the left-hander is.
Probably Bruce Chen.
That's exactly who it is.
Mark Grace 1 for 3 today. Again, if you missed the pregame ceremonies, the Cubs honored Mark for his great decade of the 90s, his 12 years of service with the Cubs. Of course, he eclipsed the 2,000 hit mark last year. Baseball's hits leader in the decade of the 90s. Baseball's doubles leader in the decade of the 90s. His mom and dad, Sharon and Gene Grace, were here for the festivities. Mom threw a strike for the first pitch. And maybe Gracie will coax a leadoff walk or something better here in the 9th inning.
And Glenn Allen Hill in the on-deck circle.
Get some offense going here late. The 3-0. On 4 straight, Grace is aboard. Hill will come in for Rodriguez, and let's see if that forces Bobby Cox's hand. So Hill for Rodriguez in the 9th.
And he didn't want to go to Kerry Leitenberg this early, but he's going to have to. The game's still far from over, and it's going to be Leitenberg against Glenn Allen Hill.
So Hill will come on. He'll face Leitenberg. Grace is on with nobody out in the 9th. The Atlanta lead is 3. Let's see if that pitching staff is human. The Cubs have had some chances in the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Another chance here in the 9th. Let's see if we can cash it in.
Well, when I got hurt and missed work, thought I had supplemental insurance. Supplemental insurance? What's that?
Aflac.
Well, even best insurance doesn't give you cash to cover things like lost pay, other expenses. This does.
What does?
Aflac.
Shouldn't ask about it at work.
Really? And what's it called?
Aflac!
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Aflac.
For Tom Hanks,
I'm gonna go watch television.
The Burbs. Tonight at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on WGN.
Well, Stoney, no John Rocker for the Atlanta Braves for the season's first 2 weeks, but for Bobby Cox and the rest of that Braves bullpen, you can see no problem. He's been perfect for them this year.
He didn't play all of last year, but after the arm surgery, he's back healthy. And Kerry Leitenberg comes into this one. There you see the numbers. They've been very impressive in the early going. And a couple of years ago, he was a great find for the Braves.
30 saves in 34 tries. First National League rookie with 30 saves or more since Todd Worrell did it in 1986. But the question now is, how will he handle the cold weather here in Chicago, and how will he handle Glenn Allen Hill, one of the best pinch hitters in Cub history?
That's, as a career, hitting 300 as a pinch hitter is pretty tough.
So 1 on, nobody out for Glenn Allen Hill. A homer yesterday. Pop. Chipper Jones gives chase. But it's going to reach the seats and the fans. Battle for the souvenir. A fan down on his posterior fighting for the loose ball as it bounces on the concrete. 1-1 the count. Gracie at first. With that C on his jersey top, one of the Cub captains this year. The 1-1. Backs him away. 2 balls and a strike. Kerry Leitenberg came out of the Northern League, you'll remember. Greg Olson, the former Brave catcher, owned a team and traded him to the Braves for a couple dozen baseballs and some bats. And that turned out to be a wonderful acquisition for Bobby Cox's Braves. But now his closer's falling behind, 3 balls and a strike. Hill ahead, the 3-1, nowhere near, ball 4. Consecutive 9th inning walks brings the tying run to the plate at Shane Andrews.
Well, the Cubs have been all over the bases from the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning, and now they've got the first 2 on and nobody out here in the 9th. So you got Jeff Pentland talking to Damon Buford about how he wants him to approach Kerry Leitenberg. And now the bullpen up and going once again for the Braves. Shane Andrews with a chance to get the Cubs in this game.
2 on, nobody out. And a good rip, straight back foul and out of play. Andrews today has walked once, bounced to third twice.
Big hole open on the left side of the infield with Chipper Jones having to guard the line and Walt Weiss playing up the middle.
Threw it right by him, 0-2. Your guess is as good as mine as to what Leitenberg will throw on this pitch. Snap throw back toward first. And Hill back safely, 1-2 the count.
The way they have in defense, it looks to me like they're going to stay away from Shane Andrews. You see the hole on the left side. Andrew Jones a shade into right center.
The 1-2. Hung in there on the breaking ball. Cubs in their last at bat here in the 9th. trying to come back from a 3-run deficit to the Atlanta Braves. Andrews, Buford, and Girardi waiting next. Grayson Hill are aboard. Now the 1-2. Breaking ball, fly ball, hammered deep left. Back to the track, covered. It's gone. Andrews has tied it in the ninth.
Shane Andrews got a hanging slider, a 1-2 count, and hit his 3rd home run of the year. He's driven in 8, and the Cubs behind all day long wait for their last at bat and tie it up. Shane Andrews with a bomb to left.
And finally, we cash in a break. The Braves walk 2 men leading off the inning, and Shane Andrews cracks a 3-run homer. And boy, you know the weight of the world is off his shoulders for the moment. He felt terrible after that game in Cincinnati yesterday. He feels great right now.
And for Southwest Airlines, how far did it fly? 365 very happy feet. As the Cubs tie it up.
Good to see some smiles on that dugout bench today. A lot of long faces over there as the Braves had us blanked through 8 innings today.
From the Southwest Airlines Plainview camera, take a look at a slider that doesn't slide. And Shane Andrews making amends for the errant throw. Takes it out of the yard. And there is the Southwest Airlines Plainview camera high atop frigid Wrigley Field. But this will heat some folks up.
And a delay as Andrews takes a curtain call. Some of the fans in the bleachers are spoiling the party by throwing debris on the field. So Shane Andrews, with his 3rd home run, now 8 RBIs on the year, has tied the game. And we're not done yet. There's still nobody out in the 9th. A chance to win it right here in our last at bat.
What a comeback win this would be for the Cubs. They trailed from the first swing of the bat of Chipper Jones in the 1st inning. And trailed all the way till Shane Andrews just took it out of the park and left.
Oh, and boy.
The snows are here.
They're expecting an inch or 2 in Chicago tonight. Let's hope we don't have to play 16 innings because it might get a little rough. We know what happens when we play 11. 3-3, new life for the Cubs, and Leitenberg can't find the strike zone. Ball 1 to Damon.
Well, this is the man you want on representing the winning run. Buford has great speed, had a base hit in the 7th.
Swung, it's a rocket down the left field line, but it's gonna hook foul and out of play.
Damon thinking that one could stay fair, but didn't have the legs anyway.
If you're going to hit one, hit it below the wind, Damon. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rocket, base hit left field. The winning run is on in the 9th. And still nobody out.
Bobby Cox has seen Kerry Leitenberg come into this one without too much stuff. Joe Girardi now probably will be bunting him along. Billy Williams talking it over with Damon Buford at first. And you expect the bunt up the right side. But before that, Bobby Cox coming in the game. He doesn't like what he's seen of Leitenberg. He's going to go to the pen.
So Leitenberg has blown his first save of the year. He gives up the 3-run homer to Shane Andrews. The walk is what really killed him. And now a base hit to Damon Buford. So the Cubs in business, tie game, 3-3 in the 9th. Still nobody out. We'll tell you about the new Atlanta pitcher right after this.
Well, when I got hurt and missed work, glad I had supplemental insurance.
Supplemental insurance? What's that?
Aflac.
Well, even best insurance doesn't give you cash to cover things like lost pay, other expenses. This does.
What does it?
Aflac.
Shouldn't ask about it at work.
Really? And what's it called?
Aflac!
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Aflac.
Last year, we found out that kids can play. This year, the kids play hardball. The hurt, the pain, everything to gain. This season, the kids are taking the game to a whole new level.
You can put it on the board! Yes!
The Chicago White Sox play hard with heart. On WGN.
It's snowing on opening day at Wrigley Field, and the Cubs trying to make this day feel like Christmas. The Atlanta Braves have helped gift wrap a 3-run ninth-inning comeback. The winning run for the Cubs is on here, and now one of the prizes of their bullpen and their farm system, Luis Rivera, pitches against us for the first time.
He's on for the third time, 3 innings, just 1 hit. A couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. He is a fireballing right-hander. Joe Girardi is going to be laying down a bunt, so he just wants to make sure that he gets it up the right side.
Rivera pitched in 25 games for Myrtle Beach last year, making the jump from Class A to the big leagues. And he misses with ball 1. He's had blister problems in his minor league career, but you look at his strikeouts to innings pitched, real good.
Well, he throws awfully hard, around 95, but the question is, on a frigid day in Chicago, will he get the ball over the plate? Girardi has to make him throw strikes.
Bruce Chen continues to warm in the Atlanta pen. The Cubs have Houston, Reed, and Brock left on the bench. In fact, Joliet Jeff has grabbed a bat. He would hit in Guthrie's spot. It's snowing in the 9th inning. A night game. Well, it's turning into a night game just about. The lights are on. The snow is coming down. You gotta love Chicago in April. The pitch to Joe is a ball high. 2-0.
Put that winning run on second base, young man, and Andres Galarraga goes to have a word with him. Again, I'm not sure if he's used to these kind of conditions. It is difficult for a young man who was a part-time starter last year, part-time reliever, and now a young major leaguer to come in and throw strikes.
The 2-0. Right through there, good fastball. It's 2-1. Cubs played the Braves very tough last year. As we told you, beat them 5 times in 7 tries. We're playing them tough today. Didn't look good for the first 8 innings, but give Don Baylor's troops credit. They could have hung their heads. They didn't. They've come roaring back in the 9th. Girardi bunts it toward the big cat. He looks towards second, flips to first. Good execution by the veteran Joe Girardi. Winning run at second with 1 man out.
For an instant, Galarraga thought about throwing to second base. Then he realized that Buford was fairly close. And if you don't get him, then it's the Cubs' inning. So he takes the out and makes the 3-4 sacrifice successful.
So here is Jeff Reed. Guthrie went a perfect inning for the Cubs. He stands to win it if Jeff could come through with a hit. Buford with good speed. Low ball 1. How do you rate the arms in the Atlanta outfield?
The arm in center is very good. Sanders has a real good arm in right. Trinidad Hubbard okay in left.
But again, remember, it's cold.
And they've been standing out there quite a while. So to get off a real good throw is going to be very difficult. On a base hit, you got to like Buford's chances.
1 ball, no strikes. It's high. 2-0. Eric Young waiting on deck. 38,655 at the ballpark. Seeing a great 9th inning Cub comeback.
I'm not sure if they're going to give him anything too good to hit here. You got the 2 right-handers coming up after him.
Ooh. Plenty of giddy up on that pitch. 2-1 the count. Oh, my goodness. Those are some serious fans.
Probably will be seriously ill tomorrow.
The winning run 180 feet away. Two and one to Jeff Reed. 2-2.
He's throwing high fastballs, but he's throwing them awfully hard. Cubs are trying to avoid their third straight extra inning game.
Bobby Cox and the Braves hoping to survive to see a 10th inning. They were cruising right along, but Remlinger, Leitenberg have had their problems. Reed, line drive, left field line, stay fair. It does, and the Cubs win. 4 runs in the ninth. Jeff Reed, a pinch hit single, and the Cubs shock Atlanta and win the home opener. 4-3, the final score.
Well, Chip, I'm really surprised he gave Jeff Reed anything too good to hit with 2 right-handers coming up, but he did. And Jeff Reed won the ball game with a lot of help from his mates. It's an ecstatic Cub bunch and a very sad Atlanta bunch. And the Cubs come back from 3 down in the ninth, handcuffed all day, squandering opportunities in the late innings, but not in the ninth. They come back and take it away from the Braves and do what they did last year. Beat a very good Atlanta team.
Well, Stoney, you said that over the course of a season, sometimes over the course of a game, the breaks even out. Atlanta got every single break in this ball game until young Luis Rivera left something over the middle of the plate that Reed could handle, and he took care of business, winning it with a base hit in the ninth, scoring Damon Buford, and the Cubs score 4 and shock Atlanta 4-3.
Buford knows now he's scoring easily. What a great day for a ball game, Chip. Opening day at Wrigley Field, and the Cubs come back in dramatic fashion. Sammy ecstatic, and we get to talk to a guy now, Chip. When you talk about redeemers in this game, Shane Andrews had a redeemer.
Hey, partner, Shane, congratulations. I talked to you before the game today about yesterday's game in Cincinnati. I'll bet you feel like the weight of the city of Chicago's off your shoulders now.
Yeah, you know, after losing a game like that, it's tough. You know, I want to, the team wanted to come back today and have a strong game.
Now, I know, Shane, you've played in Montreal. It has snowed outside on opening day. Have you ever played in the snow on opening day before?
It's the first time. I'm enjoying it, though.
Shane, he got ahead of you 1 and 2 in that situation. It looked to me like it was a hanging slider. You had to be looking away. He was working you out there the whole time.
Yeah, I was just looking out over the plate and threw the slider down the middle and got the head out.
When the ball left the bat, did you know it was going to be gone because the wind was blowing in today?
I wasn't sure, like you said, the wind was blowing. I hit it kind of high, so I didn't know for sure.
Shane, talk about the confidence factor this win gives this Cub team. Let's be honest, the team did not play particularly well on that road trip to Cincinnati and to St. Louis. It didn't look very bright heading to the 9th inning today, but you guys come up with a 9th inning miracle, score 4, and is this the kind of thing this club needed to start a long winning streak now?
Yeah, I think it's definitely what the club needed. We've had some tough games, some extra inning games, and we came out on the bottom, just whether it be making mistakes or just not getting the timely hits. Today we did.
Well, this is a great way to go into an off day tomorrow. A dramatic victory for the Cubs, and I got to believe that when you join your mates in there, that's going to be one happy ball club.
Definitely.
Shane, go inside and get warm, pal. Thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations. A big 3-run homer for Cub third baseman Shane Andrews. Plenty of heroes today. 4-3, the Cubs shock Atlanta, and the home run by Shane is, of course, our Budweiser play of the game. He absolutely murdered that baseball. And Stoney, the Atlanta Braves, uncharacteristically cough it up in the 9th. The Cubs take advantage of 2 leadoff walks, 2 base hits, and then the home run to beat Bobby Cox's Braves 4-3.
No John Rocker in that bullpen, and as long as he's not there, Chip, they're going to be very vulnerable and in the closer role.
It makes a winner of Mark Guthrie, Kerry Leitenberg the loser, Jones, Galarraga, and Andrews homered on a frosty day at Wrigley. The snow is falling, Christmas comes early, and 4-3, the Cubs win. Back in a moment.